Oh, good, mate. Oh, good. Like I just said to you then before I went live, it's nice to have a blue sky above the ground for once. We've not had many lunchtime kickoffs this season, and certainly not had many where it's not been freezing cold. So it's perfect conditions for a good game of
But are
football
you
today, I
okay?
think.
Today's a
Yeah,
today's a
oh, good,
today's a
mate. Oh, good. Like
beautiful,
I just said to
beautiful
you then
day.
before I went live, it's nice to have.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, mate. It's stunning. It's a bit cold in place though. That is a big coat though, buddy.
Yeah, I can say it to you just then as well. If I don't put my big coat on, I know I'll jinx it and it'll be absolutely freezing. But I have my City shirt. I always have my City shirt on under my coat, and I've got to be neutral while I'm here, so I can't take it off. So I've kind of shot myself.
Give it an Aguero if we score. Giving it one of these.
I'll jinx it and it'll be absolutely.
Oh.
I hope it won't be that dramatic today. I'm hoping we'll get it done a little bit easier than an Aguero moment today. Although I wouldn't mind a couple of Aguero moments during the game.
Get that first goal, lads. We get that first goal. We just need. It's going to be a tough game today. We know that, and I think we can pretty much guarantee Lingard's going to score at some point, can't we? I think that's. Yeah. Is that a banker? We're just giving him 1-0 start already. Crikey. What's your thoughts on the team news, lads? Tom, we'll go with you. Go with you first, Tom.
I was just going to say it's a heavily changed team, isn't it? With that front three, I'm not even sure, has that front three started together at all this season?
No, I don't recognise that together.
But it's a heavily changed, heavily rotated side. I think the bench might be the best bench I've ever seen in the history of football. And yeah, I just hope, that front three is really different. I hope that it doesn't cause us too many problems. I don't think it will. But yeah, I don't think we've seen a starting 11 like this over this last 19 game winning streak. Surprised to see Cancelo drop out, but he needs a rest. So Zinchenko's done well when he's played, so we've got no qualms there. And yeah, Rodri getting a rest as well. But again, Fernandinho's looked a man beyond his years sort of this season. From his past, I guess, rather than beyond his years. But yeah, I think it's a strong enough side to go out and get the job done. It's just a few more changes than I anticipated, I think.
It's going to be, I think it's a tough game. I just hope this isn't one of those games where we do another Cheltenham and we're struggling for 70 minutes and have to bring on 3 substitutions to make a massive difference, because I just want this game, if we're going to win, I don't want it to be down to the last minute. I want to get it done, does it? But I just don't feel like it's going to be. I think West Ham are going to bring a lot to us today. I think they've won, is it 9 in 12 games or something? West Ham's record is? It's like that. Bonkers.
Yeah, they've got the second best record in the league, I think, behind us from the turn of the year. So it should like we said on the pre-match show the other day, it's not going to be an easy game today by any stretch of the imagination, but it should definitely be a good one to watch.
We have, like I said, 9 minutes to kick off. Tom, you're at the... And we're going to bring a lot
today for sure. There'll be goals.
Absolutely. What's your thoughts on Sergio starting, Dan?
Well, it's been a long time coming on it. The podcast that me and Dave did last night highlighted a little thing that will come out soon. There's part of me that's sort of uneasy about him playing today, because now we've got a focal man that West Ham can concentrate on defending. They can man mark him now, whereas the past few weeks we've had a rotation of the front 5 or 6. We've had 6 players that can all play in that centre forward role, but can all switch to wing sides as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Guardiola's tactics implement Aguero rather than Aguero implementing his team, because there's not going to be much rotation in that front 3 at all. I know Ferran Torres can chip in. Maybe we play with a front 2 and have Mahrez dropping behind centrally, but Aguero implementing his team. For all I know, we could be playing a front 4 with two strikers, Mahrez out on the right and De Bruyne chipping in behind. So there's, like Tom said, there's definitely goals in here, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm still going to stick with my 2-1 loss. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. Just makes me think we're going to lose today, and I don't know why.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that, mate. I don't like that.
But who was it? I think it was Brian. I can't lose either way if I do that prediction.
This is true. No, can't argue with that. And it's a tough one, this. I've been saying the last couple of weeks, first goal wins this. I just don't think that's the case today. I think it's really, really, really important we get the first goal. We go hard and go strong straight away, get straight at him. And if we do get that first goal, I just got a feeling Sergio is he is obviously going to be absolutely chomping at the bit today, isn't he? He's gonna want a goal. He's want to get in the right positions. I saw moments of his old self the other day when he came on for 10, 15 minutes, the little turns and flicks and stuff. So he's obviously really into it. But I think he'll be right up for this. I just get a feeling Sergio is going to be right up for this today. And if he is, then West Ham are going to be absolutely bricking themselves. We just need to watch Declan Rice. Their midfield strong, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, big time. Like I say, Declan Rice and Souček have been one of the partnerships of the season as far as midfield twos go. We talk about our double pivot, but that double pivot per se for them has been incredible. And yeah, I think Bonner's a huge miss for them. He's been their best centre half by a country mile this season. So he's out, which is big for us. Obviously, they're a threat from set pieces as well. They've got the likes of Craig Dawson who's scored a hat full of goals this year, which is really strange. But then even as far as the strikers go, we saw Antonio's physical presence when we played them at the London Stadium earlier in the season. He's going to sort of rough up that defence, but I don't think I'd back anyone to beat Ruben Diaz in a fight. So I think we should be all right on that front. But yeah, it should make for a really good game. Like I said, they've got threat off the bench as well. Ben Rama, sort of Jared Bowen. They've got players who can come off the bench and Lanzini as well and can cause us problems. So yeah, I think we could do with getting it wrapped up as soon as possible. I know that's obviously quite a given, but if we can sort of go out and score early and get control of the game, I think we should be all right today.
Jesus Christ, who's that rugby player that just come out for them? He's massive.
I said the same. I was saying thing to myself.
The legs are bigger than his body.
He's an absolute unit, isn't he? Antonio.
He's like, really cranky.
Yeah.
Who's
so he went over to Michael Owen, didn't he, and fist pump him. I'm sure Michael Owen
punched him through the wall.
There you go. I'll give you a quick before the kick-off. There you go.
Yeah, there
just
it is.
Keep the camera there.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, they're still walking out on our screens.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's whenever I put Gatton in the group chat about a minute before you guys had seen the goal, I was getting a little bit guilty, but a little bit smug at the same time.
Go on, turn it round, mate, before we get told off for screening the game live.
Yeah, it's going to be me getting sacked as well.
Oh, I love it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. I just want to get in, get hard. Here's the teams: Ederson, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko. Obviously, no Cancelo today. De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Gundogan, Mahrez, Aguero, Torres. Who's your man to watch today? I'm going for Torres today. I'm really looking forward to watching him play today. Who about you two?
I was going to say the same thing. I think
big game for him, isn't it? It's a big game for him.
He's not had many minutes of late, and I think like Dan was saying about, or was it you saying something? I can't remember about West Ham's defence having a focal point to defend in Aguero. I think it was Dan. And I think that's going to cause all sorts of space for Mahrez and Torres to cut in and get inside, because we know what Mahrez is going to do. We know he's going to put in on that left foot and look to sort of test the keeper. Which I've just realised is Randolph. I didn't realise he's Fabianski out injured.
He's picked up a knock.
I've not done my pre-match content very well this week. But yeah, sort of testing the keeper. I think Torres likes to get in and get shots away as well. And I think we've got enough there today to cause problems. But Torres is the one I go for.
Torres on the left-hand side, Mahrez on the right. Can you see those two swapping over at all?
They have to, won't they? I mean, it's been the main reason we've been doing so well, breaking down defences, because the defence hasn't had anyone really fixed in terms of marking. I know I mentioned about Aguero, he might be moving a little bit, but Torres can play, he's versatile, isn't he? But I thoroughly expect to see at some point in this game a front two in Aguero and Torres at some point, having Mahrez out on the right and then maybe someone like Gundogan chopping in him from the left, and Kevin De Bruyne behind and having De Bruyne in just having Fernandinho just in there essentially. But either way, there's going to be a spanner in the works at some point thrown in by Pep. That formation we saw on the screen there isn't going to be how it's going to be for at least 10 minutes in a match, let alone 90.
Pep's got his change coat on today. I must admit, I do like the puffer coat he wears rather than that one with the crest on the back. I'm not a big crest fan, if I'm honest, when it's on clothing like that. You couldn't imagine going to a club in town, could you, with a massive city crest on the back of your smart coat? You won't get in many places, would you?
Unless it was Elton John's bar. It looks like something Elton John would wear, to be fair. Sparkly and everything like that.
And on that lovely
note... On that note, let's see you later. See you later, pal.
Bye, Elton.
Half-time, guys. See you in a bit.
Cheers, pal. Oh, I love it. I love it. Right, so it's game day, it's game time, innit? What was happening?
Have you got well, it's just gone to a sky view of the pitch.
Yeah, I'm on Skyview. I'll let you know when I kick off.
I think we're about, because when you started doing the team sheet, they just appeared on mine. I think you are for once ahead of me.
No, I don't believe you. Don't believe it for a minute. Just trying to sort the screen out.
Cross City.
Just
Got 20 wins in a row if we win today.
Antonio next to Mahrez then. It seems unfair.
That's a unit, isn't he?
Kick off. There we go. Come on, City. Come on, City.
You're well ahead.
Am I? I'll buy
They've just kicked off on mine now.
Go! No.
You can get your own back a couple of times, no doubt, today.
Oh, right. I'm putting the question out there to City fans watching. Hello to Billy Amber, Barn. How are we doing, everybody? We okay? What's your score predictions for today, guys? Over to YouTube. We've got MCFC Blues. Yeah, what's your score predictions today, everybody? And sticking out to Periscope. Hello, everyone on Periscope. All the 89 viewers. Hello to everybody there. Let us know what your thoughts are on the game and let us know what your score prediction will be. I had a bit of a wobbler before kick-off. My internet wasn't working in the office. I had a massive... I was obviously doing a little project answer, which I told you about the other day. So this is my weekend job. So I'm messing around with some internet cables through the house. And it wasn't working. So I had a bit of a mad panic to get a spare one. Oh, a bit of a slack ball, that. So I'm on 1 minute now.
I'm on 55 seconds.
So crikey, I'm an idiot. Right, let me just...
I'm running it through the Xbox, so it goes through obviously the internet, then the Xbox, then an app service, and then the TV. So it's a bugger.
I've got BT on my Xbox as well. I'm doing the same as you, pal. But obviously, this internet thing must be working. Come on, City. So Sterling's on the right hand side. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, we need Kevin to be all singing, all dancing today, don't we? Yeah,
it looks like he's it was put past by him just then. He looks to be more out on the right in the early stages. I mean, we're only a minute and a half in, but Walker's playing further ahead than anyone in that right wing. I think that's probably what Guardiola will be wanting. He wants to be a higher press, get as many men up the pitch as possible, nick an early goal. Like you said, first goal arguably would win this, but I think this is a completely different West Ham opposition. And we've got to remember, we did struggle against them in the reverse fixture. It was 1-1 in the reverse fixture, so that there is the chance for him to really make amends and get a win for West Ham. But City have to be well on form for me today. Well Absolutely. On form.
I think we might be having a little guest in a moment to come and sit next to me.
We've got Mini-Me coming on.
A little guest appearance. His bag of popcorn to watch City. I'll give him 10 minutes before he gets bored. Bless him.
Well, at least we'll have someone putting a high score line on. Don't you go like 33-0?
27-0. Love the confidence there, pal. Oh, I'm really nervous about Lingard today. I think he's on great form. I think he's doing really well. And I love that kit as well, that black kit. When City had that black kit, like the dark black and the shiny black that we had. Yeah. That kit was lovely. That always reminds me of Yaya Toure.
It's sort of, black kits always do have that. There's like a presence about them, isn't there? It's not to be feared. Any team that's had a full black kit, like West Ham have got now. I mean, we had it last year, didn't we? But we had all them dodgy badges. Archie, my son's got his on today. It's a bit of a weird kit, that one. I never really got into it as much as the other one. Which one was that? The ones with the yellow and black hazard.
Oh yeah, the Hacienda.
That's the one there. Yeah.
What's the way? Yeah, I don't want one, but you can have one. Come on. What's the way?
But it's a high line City are playing. West Ham dropping deep, which is a bit against what I would have expected from them.
Sit down. See this? That's what I call a snack. A bit of popcorn and watch City. Look at this. Jay Mangan on City has been in hospital. Jay, what's wrong, pal? Are you feeling better, mate? I'm buzzing for this. Hopefully City 2-0 win. Let us know your score predictions, everybody. How are we doing, dude? You okay? What score do you think it's going to be today, Max? Come over here a bit. I can see you. Where are you? There you go.
West Ham on the attack.
That lad on the left wing for West Ham looks a bit like Rashford.
It's Ben Johnson. He's predominantly a left back, right back, sorry. But he's been chopping and changing between the two full-back positions, and then I think this is the first time he's been played more further forward, which is a bit strange because they've got Ben Rama on the bench. He's a left winger. It's strange they haven't played him. But it's a much changed West Ham team from what I was expecting.
In a good way.
Yes and no. Yes, because Fabianski's not playing, but Darren Randolph doesn't get the plaudits he deserves. He is a very good second choice keeper. West Ham have always had that sort of good thing about them, always having a backup keeper that's solid. They had Adrian at Liverpool, didn't there? There's a mix between the second and the first choice a couple of years ago. But Randolph's a good keeper. But he was referring to Tom Young about Obama being the best centre half so far for West Ham this season. Craig Dawson deserves a shout out as well because he's nipped him with a couple of goals in recent games, and he is a physical presence at the back at the moment. And to think he's only on loan from Watford. Watford are high flying in the Championship at the moment. They're hoping to get automatic promotion back to the Premier League, and that's without Craig Dawson.
They're doing well, aren't they? What do you say, pal?
Turn the computer this way a little bit.
Dangerous ball there. The foul on Fernandinho from Thomas Souček. The weird pass out there from Ederson.
Yeah, so Diaz back to Ederson. Ederson to honestly, it was a really it was a foul, but it was very much a hospital ball, that wasn't it? I mean, I think Souček had every right to go for that. I think if Ederson puts your player in that type of position, I think he's got every right to have gone for that.
And it's ironic considering Ederson was probably the most annoyed player in midweek, wasn't he? When that back pass in the 92nd minute or something like that, he was fuming, wasn't he?
He was, and I tell you that's. I think I mentioned that on the pod the other day, didn't I? It was just good. It was just good to see that Ederson was like the last kick of the match is there for it. Moira Gocklin, hiya Moira, how are we doing? Can't get used to Aguero with dark hair again. I know. He was the silver fox in a box, wasn't he, Moira?
Scored more goals with dark hair than he did blonde, though. So hopefully that's a good omen.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't think of that. Go on, pass it back to the keeper.
And to be fair, he's been injured less when he's had dark hair.
Do you want to tell me where you're up to, and I'll try and pause my Xbox to match up with yours?
Yeah, stop it on 7 minutes and 15 seconds, and then I'll tell you when.
I'm not sure if I can, to be honest. How do I pause it?
How
do I pause it on the Xbox?
I don't think you can.
Oh, right, I can't then.
Alright, well, it's either way. You do the goal and I'll do the highlights. We'll swap it around this time round.
Glad to hear you're better now, Jay. That's good news.
No, has Jay not been well?
Jay's had a bit of just been in hospital for a couple of days, but he's better now.
Alright, good to hear, pal.
Hopefully City will cheer you up, my mates.
Good 3 points, 20th win on the bounce. Fingers crossed.
No, don't start saying stuff like that. It's too early for the 20 word. It's far too early for that.
And to say we've probably been put under the most pressure in the opening 8 minutes of gameplay. We're going to having a nice little passage of play with Sergio Aguero dropping a hell of a lot deeper in the opening exchanges. But it looks to me so far that we're playing a back three with Walker, Stones in the centre and Diaz out on the left. And it looks like Zinchenko's doing a Cancelo role in dropping into central midfield to help out Fernandinho. Yeah. The ball played through to Sergio Aguero in the penalty box. Obviously no goal. Tom's not screamed yet.
No, not yet. I'm alright, thanks, pal.
Interesting crossing there by Zinchenko. It was aiming towards I think it was Okay Gundogan or Sergio Aguero. It's the one bad thing about Aguero going back to dark hair. They all have the same hairdo now, aren't they?
The thing is, with that cross from Zinchenko, I don't think he'll do much more of that, because if you look at the West Ham defence, they're all over 6 foot. It's pretty pointless to start doing that to them. Yeah.
And I mean, somebody would eventually throw out, well, look at Sterling scoring against Arsenal. Well, Sterling was the smallest man on the pitch against
and Arsenal's defensive record is nothing compared to West Ham's at the minute.
Exactly.
It's rubbish point, isn't it?
And not only that, Antonio, he's a lanky sod. He can drop back on corners and set pieces, and you know he's got a bullet of a header as well. That's something we have to look out for. Strange passing early in the opening 9 minutes from Kevin De Bruyne. It's a few wayward passes he's played so rare. And I mean,
spooned that one out of play, didn't he? Is he? He's not picked up a knock, has he? He's not kicking that out of play on purpose. I'm assuming he's not.
I hope not. He's only played what 20 minutes
No, he's
since
fine.
coming back from
He's
injury.
running around. He's fine. It's just a bad ball.
It's a good defensive presence there from John Stones to win back to win that header, but unfortunately it's found a West Ham man. But Zinchenko cutting out the ball well there. Just shame his pass wasn't fall through, but no, Ferran Torres bulldozed off the ball there, wasn't he? Who was that Koufal that initiated the foul?
Oh, crikey.
Smashed down, wasn't he?
I don't understand how players can do that and say, I got the ball. He was nowhere near the ball.
You see it in pretty much every foul and challenge nowadays, don't you? Somebody goes in and smashes them with the fist and they're like, I didn't touch him, ref. It's like the old Joey Barton thing, innit? Take someone down and like, I was nowhere near him, I did nothing.
Well, I've not seen much from my man to watch today in Torres. He's hugging that byline an awful lot, isn't he? He'll get his chance, hopefully.
Stretching the field of play out, but that's again. I keep going back. I know we're only 10 minutes into the game, but we have no rotation at that front three, which can cause teams distress. We've got a fixed front three, in my view. Mahrez can't play out on the left.
I agree.
Never been able to play out on the left. Ferran Torres is predominantly a right winger, and he's playing out on the left. Sergio Aguero can't play right or left. He has to stay central. I know, like I said, well, it's 11 minutes now, but it is a spanner in the works. It's a strange tactic from Pep. You've got three players that can't really rotate in the positions that they're in. Hopefully, it's an omen. Like I said, it's a bad team selection might win us a big game by a good amount of goals. But City have a set piece.
That's always been our plan B, though, hasn't it? To when nothing's happening with the front three, to rotate the left and right wing to make a bit of a change. And without that option, I hope that doesn't stunt us for scoring.
Another free kick, another pass by Kevin De Bruyne. It was a set piece. What is up with him today?
Oh, that's terrible.
It was such a poor set piece. You think Gundogan was taking it? I kind of wish Gundogan did take that. Normally, in the past 3 games, Gundogan's taken an early set piece. He goes on to have a massively good game. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Gundogan fares today. Obviously, we've got, like I said, Sergio back, and we've now got the main man in midfield in Kevin De Bruyne. Gundogan's been that presence that stepped up when those two have been out. Be interesting to see how he fares today.
Possession stats are up, 70% City, 30% West Ham, which you know what you always expect with City, don't you? You always expect that. We're always going to have loads of possession, particularly at home in the first half.
I'm surprised, though, in the opening 12 minutes, West Ham haven't challenged a bit more as Kevin De Bruyne breaks into the penalty box, lays it off for Ferran Torres, who has a shot scumpered clear eventually by West Ham, but not very far, still in the penalty box. Ball whipped back in. Sergio Aguero brings the ball down. West Ham are claiming handball, and it is a handball on Sergio Aguero. So free kick in the penalty spot to West Ham. Seen a replay here. Is it handball? Oh yeah, definitely handball that. Tried to chest it, didn't he? And it just stroked down his arm all the way down.
He just lost the flight of the ball, didn't he?
Good move by Kevin De Bruyne, though, to initiate that attack.
He just flew past 2 players, didn't he? Just glided past 2 players as if they weren't even there. I don't know how he does that, really. He doesn't seem to be the quickest person on earth, but he just seems to have the right touch and the right angle of play to be able to find space in the middle of nowhere, which is great. Rice seems to get pulled up a bit. Rice is struggling a bit with his groin by the looks of it.
David Moyes certainly looks a bit worried about that, doesn't he? And I said it, Souček and Rice are one of the main reasons West Ham are where they are. Those two have been absolutely magnificent in midfield, so I don't wish injury on any of them, but any player, no matter who team they are, I hope it kind of is, if that makes sense. It breaks off that strong partnership in midfield.
No, I agree.
And be able to dominate.
I never want to wish injury on anybody, but a little knock for a miss half a first half, a second half, I won't mind. Particularly its strongest players.
City have a throw-in on the far side, midway into West Ham's half. In which
just 2 seconds, Dan.
Yeah. Ball played to Ferran Torres. Tries to pull it back to Sergio Aguero, who's dropped a bit deeper to try and receive the ball, but it's kicked out of play by West Ham again for a throw-in the same area. Zinchenko will take quickly again. Gundogan picks up the ball. Under pressure, has to force it back to Zinchenko, who plays a safe ball to John Stones in the centre circle. Ball forward to Kyle Walker. Even further forward to Riyad Mahrez, who's dropping back. Kevin De Bruyne, loose pass by Kevin De Bruyne, again gives possession to West Ham. Kevin De Bruyne is absolutely...
Oh, he's having a mare, isn't he?
Nothing's clicking for him in terms of his passing ability. When he's running on the ball, he's sound, but his passing today has been inadvertently disastrous. West Ham have the possession with Souček in the centre circle. Ball switched to field of play, but poor pass by Souček all the way out for a throw-in on the far side. He's still carrying that big battle scar, Souček, on his left eye, if you've seen it.
I've not, no.
He's against Spurs last week.
I can see the stitches. Not the stitches, the bandages.
He went to head the ball clear and collided heads with a Spurs man in his own box. Blood pouring down his face. Before medical treatment came on, he got back to his feet to defend the attack from Spurs.
You might not like that.
Man Mountain.
No.
Dare I say it? If you drop behind in terms of time,
yeah.
I'm on 15 minutes 35 seconds.
Yeah, I'm 6 minutes 6 seconds behind you.
How's that come about?
No idea. Might be because I was messing around before, trying to stop it and start it, and stop for the 5 seconds. Don't matter. Don't matter. Don't see the Matrix.
Kyle Walker with a throw-in on the near touchline to City.
Come on, City. Let's get a goal this half.
Good throw-in that to find Sergio Aguero. Plays it back to Kyle Walker. I'm glad that we haven't had, I think it was about 5 or 6 games ago, I'm glad we've had a string of throw-ins recently that have all gone well. Remember that game, I think it was about 5 6 games ago, where we had 2 throw-ins straight after one another, both foul throws.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's bonkers that, isn't it?
It's amazing how much these players are paid and they still can't throw a ball correctly sometimes. But Kevin De Bruyne's wayward pass again doesn't find anybody but a West Ham man. I thought that was handball there by...
I tell
I
you
don't know
what,
who that guy is.
Kevin's having an absolute mare. What's up with him today?
Just can't... When he's getting plenty of the ball though, isn't he? It's not as if he's struggling to find the game coming to him. He's just... Some of the passes as well, the fairly easy passes, but... Fairly easy passes. I've never kicked a ball in a straight line in my life, but...
That's reconnecting.
It's okay, pal, don't worry.
It's lagging.
This is going to be a couple of seconds behind, pal.
Declan Rice all the way back to Darren Randolph in net. It's been a pretty cagey first 17 minutes for City and West Ham in that instance. There's been no real clear-cut chances so far. Been a bit scrappy play in the West Ham penalty box when City have been in there, but again, nothing clear-cut. The formation from what I'm seeing it right now is still Sergio Aguero centre forward, Ferran Torres left wing, Mahrez right wing, and Ilkay Gundogan is further forward out of him and Kevin De Bruyne, who's dropped alongside Fernandinho in a more defensive midfield role. Antonio tries to play a ball into Pablo Fornals, but intercepted by Fernandinho. But a ball given away by City. Here's Fornals now, driving forward. Antonio seems to be dripping out onto the right wing, plays the ball infield deep to Declan Rice, and then out wide to Ben Johnson under pressure from Kyle Walker, plays it back to Aaron Cresswell. Acres of space here for Lingard, tries the first time shot, blocked by John Stones, headed back in. Mikel Antonio tries to head the ball, scrappy clearance for City, but not far, blocked eventually by John Stones, and it is a throw-in on the near touchline to West Ham. City very, very lucky there. West Ham looks like Ederson is down on his deck. Antonio went in and collided with him trying to win the header. City very fortunate not to be a goal down there. Antonio well onside. They're not Antonio, but either way, he went up. Antonio won the header. Ederson didn't get a touch of the ball, but he just couldn't find the back of the net, and then eventually cleared and blocked by John Stones.
He fell awkwardly then, Ederson. He fell awkwardly.
Painfully on his right side, wasn't it?
Oh, he just felt like it dead weight, right on his right hand side. I'd be a bit winded from that.
squinting, and he's back to his feet. Luckily,
He did well though. Edison did well to stop that. That was a goal-saving opportunity. He did absolutely chucked his body in for that.
It's what a lot of the commentators have been saying recently as well. How many players are doing it now? Just getting their body, not necessarily getting a touch on the ball like Edison didn't there, but just getting a presence there to put off the attacking player. If it weren't for Edison doing that would have been a free header for Antonio. But West Ham back on the ball now all the way with Declan Rice, who's dropped into centre-back at the moment, but he's driving forward, beating Mahrez. Cresswell on the near touchline. Pep's looking very animated, isn't he?
It's a funny one, this, because this Kevin De Bruyne performance reminds me of, when Kevin's been out injured for a couple of weeks and he comes back and he has a bit of a really slow start and it takes him a while to get back into the game. He has a few crosses that are wayward and passes that way. It seems like that he's just trying to find his rhythm at the minute, getting into it. And when it does, he'll absolutely click and he'll set up a cross for a goal-scoring opportunity.
Fingers crossed, because it can't have been any worse so far this game. He's built a pass there. You'll see it in a second. Tried to play a 1-2 with Ferran Torres. Had so much power on that pass, and it just trickled out for a goal kick from Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on that one. It was a tough one to lay off, but normally his perfection on his passing's normally there in those instances. A nice 1-2, quick 1-2 in the penalty box, but he's still a long way to go in this game. 70 minutes plus added time left to play, so there's plenty of time for him to step up and find his form again. And we have to remember he's been out injured for 8 weeks. Poor clearance there by Aaron Cresswell. City have a throw-in on a near touch line. John Stones takes to Fernandinho. And then John Stones back to Ruben Diaz. At the furthest man back for City, bar Edison.
Just seen a stat here. Shots in the first 20 minutes. City versus West Ham. City have had none, and Jesse Lingard's had 2. We need to clamp this up a bit, because like we said, he's going to be a danger man today. He'll be absolutely chomping at the bit being a red. Yeah,
definitely. And not only that, the form he's on as well is a highlight to that as well. He's certainly been given a freedom to play in any position he likes, Jesse Lingard, by David Moyes, and I think that's one thing he benefits from, because he is a versatile player, Jesse Lingard. And I hate to admit, he is a good player. He's just, Ollie at United just hasn't really influenced him enough for me, but which is a good thing in terms of United prospect. But he's playing City today with West Ham. And the way he's playing and the way Moyes has allowed him that free rein, he's going to benefit from it. And like you said, he's going to get those chances. And early on so far, he's had them. It's Kevin De Bruyne, Zinchenko not being able to get hold of the ball there. Headed ball forward by Ruben Diaz, straight to a West Ham man now. West Ham are starting to attack. John Stones, a headed block there. Interception, and City back on the ball. Good header that from John Stones, wasn't it?
Very strong. Good position actually by John. His positioning's been excellent with the games he's started. It'll be interesting to see if there's going to be any lag with him being dropped from the other game, but he's just straight back into it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's in terms of consistency, he has been one of them this year, hasn't he? He's barely put a foot wrong in the game. I say that, he's just played the ball straight back to West Ham, but luckily he took a touch off Declan Rice and Riyad Mahrez let it run out for a throw-in on the near touchline to City. But he, considering the past couple of seasons where he's A, been made of glass, and B, been so inconsistent, he's turned both of them around, and he's been one of the most informed players for City, hasn't he?
Absolutely. So at the minute, City possession for City, we've had 64% possession and no shots. 64% possession and no shots, and West Ham have had 3 shots so far with their menial possession. It's frustrating. This we need to. What do we need to change? What would you change if you were Pep now?
If I'm being perfectly honest, it was a hindrance at the start to start Aguero for me. I said it. Well, I've said it every minute in the past 23 and a half minutes played now. That we lack having that switcheroo style tactic up front. West Ham were able just to get as many men behind the ball as possible.
That's not just Sergio though, is it? That's obviously Mahrez, who can't play on the left.
Mahrez and Torres, yeah, exactly. And it allows West Ham to drop back and defend well and man mark. The men aren't going to be switching play and anything like that. it allows them to drop back and win the ball and then start a counter-attack, which is where they've been getting their chances from. And City just haven't been able to do anything about it because there's been no change in that front three.
City with the ball away again. Antonio holds the ball up well, looking for the possession. He's so strong, isn't he, that lad? Mahrez is doing well to get the ball off him, though. That's a City throw-in.
Oh, you know when you really need to sneeze, but it's not coming. Oh, thank God we didn't score a goal. Here's Ferran Torres out on the left wing, cutting infield, trying to find Kevin De Bruyne. He finds Kevin De Bruyne, a good pass to Kevin De Bruyne to lay it off to Sergio Aguero, who can't keep the ball at his feet. And Kufal for West Ham wins the ball, but he's not got rid of it soon. Sergio Aguero lays it off Fernandinho outside the penalty box, pulls it back, switching the field of play to Kevin De Bruyne on the left wing in the penalty box. Takes the touch, knocks it onto his right, poor pass and poor play by Kevin De Bruyne, and West Ham come away with the ball again from Kevin De Bruyne. Antonio, good ball. Kyle Walker with his pace and versatility there to win back possession for City, but he plays it straight to Aaron Cresswell, and West Ham are back on the ball. Frustrating for City, really frustrating. West Ham will be very pleased with this opening 25 minutes, won't they?
Yeah, I think they should be as well. They had more opportunities. They've had more opportunities to score than we have. From our side of things, we just need to be able to get that shot away, and it's just not happening. Let's face it, having KDB not singing or dancing at the moment. If he starts playing better, I have confidence that we'll improve. But again, is this one where the first half is slow and steady, and we come back into the game in the second half, all guns blazing? It does look like it's got that feeling at the moment. My concern is if West Ham get a goal. That is my biggest concern, because they will just defend for their absolute lives. And
they showed it in the previous game against Tottenham. Bale came on in the second half, or he came on at half time, and he transformed that Tottenham attack, and West Ham stood it out. They really did stand it out, and the defending this season is so much better compared to last season. There was a stat on earlier, David Moyes' first 25 games last season, they were 18th. This season, the 4th. Shows you how well he's transformed West Ham, and not just in terms of an attacking threat, the defensive structure and the formation and the way the players work off the ball is a credit to the way Moyes is playing it, and they've certainly shown it against City today.
Oh, there's an argument for Moyes to be manager of the season, isn't there?
It wouldn't surprise me. The transformation from him, and we're seeing it in this game. City seeing a lot of the ball, but there's just no way forward. And West Ham, like I said, they're able to drop back and then press on the counter-attack. And Declan Rice has just won the ball back now from poor passing from City, but equally good interception play from him as well. Poor pass from him in the end, and City able to come away with the ball. But now Riyad Mahrez has given the ball away to Lingard, and West Ham were able just to pull the ball back, allow City to come and attack them, and then just play it forward, which they are doing now. And
this is the type of game where you're not often hear me say this, where I want to see Mahrez be more greedy and have a shot. We just need to start shooting. Yeah. Shoot. What is wrong? Wayward ball. That's give it away to City. Come on, City. Come on, boys. Let's have this. It's nice to see Fernandinho on the ball.
Ball out wide to Mahrez. Skips past his man. He's brought down. It is a free kick and a yellow card to, I think, Aaron Cresswell.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
He was through there at all, Mahrez, wasn't he?
Him. Absolutely gone. Yeah, absolutely gone.
It was Ben Johnson going into the book early on. He pulled him back by his shoulder, didn't he? And Mahrez definitely had him beaten there. It was by his face, wasn't it? Or grabbing his jaw and pulling him down.
No, there's no question about that. No question about that. No question whatsoever.
City have a dangerous free kick now on the right wing position. It looks like Kevin De Bruyne might whip it in. But Mahrez is also standing around with his left foot. What would you play? Would you play it ball into the play or
Kevin outswinger header?
It is Kevin De Bruyne steps up, good ball in, but lanky man, I think it's Craig Dawson, I mentioned him earlier, rose highest and wins the header, and then the ball played back in, cleared by Aaron Cresswell out for a City corner on the near side.
Oh, come on, City. Diaz was right under that cross as well for Kevin De Bruyne. He was looking at the flight, and it was just well cleared by West Ham.
It's that Craig Dawson again. I mentioned it. Tom Young mentioned Obonga. I mentioned Craig Dawson. Both of them two are just absolutely pivotal to the way West Ham have defended. Corner played in by Kevin De Bruyne. A deep ball in over everybody. But look at it, falls to Alexander Zinchenko on the far side, and then plays it back to Kyle Walker.
This is uncharacteristically City, this. Come on, let's get all these crosses in. Let's get ahead on the ball. That's what we need, that, you know. We just need to start getting a few more crosses in, a few more chances, a few more shots.
And Kevin De Bruyne does! Kevin De Bruyne whips in the ball! And it is Ruben Diaz with his first goal for Manchester City! Excellent header by City, 1-0 up. Great ball in by Kevin De Bruyne. You said it will just be that one pass.
All he needs is one chance. All he needs is one chance. One header. Come on, City! Get on the end of that. Get in!
Great ball by Kevin De Bruyne, and that is Ruben Diaz's first goal for Manchester City.
Come on, fantasy football points! Come on, Ruben! Yes, big man! Yes! Future captain.
Well onside as well. What a header that was. Through the arms of Darren Randolph, who did get a massive touch.
What an absolute wonder of a left-footed cross that was by Kevin De Bruyne.
Darren Randolph had no chance.
Oh, let's have a look at this again. Up. Bang. What a header. Have some of that.
1-0 City, 30 minutes played.
Diop and Dawson were too busy marking John Stones. They didn't see who's behind. Bang.
Even Randolph was keeping it out for John Stones. He thought John Stones was going to get the header there. And his eyes were fixed on John Stones. And I think that's why he was a bit perplexed. City winning the ball high up here, straight on the attack. Here's Ferran Torres driving forward into the penalty box. Has a shot long way out, straight into the arms of Darren Randolph. Oh, straight down the throat. Anywhere else, that would have been a goal. That had some power on it. Now we're starting to step it up. I can see a hell of a lot more chances coming. That's 2 quick-fire chances for City now. 1 goal and 2 shots on target. Certainly stepped it up. Get in. City giving the ball away to West Ham, though, in their own half. Ball over the top. Intercepted by Fernandinho, and it does play off Ederson last, does it? And out for a corner. Not sure. It was all a bit 6s and 7s there. I think it played off the West Ham man. It is a goal kick. Well played by Ederson. Fernandinho getting the interception. And Fornals going in. Tries to play it off Ederson. I tell you what, it should have been a corner. City very lucky there. Should have been a corner.
You sure?
Yeah. Played off Fernandinho last. It didn't take a touch off Fornals at all. But hey, we're not complaining. The goal kick. Taken quickly.
West Ham are very high up the pitch.
Oh, we're for 1 goal here, Mahrez. 1-1 with the keeper. Keeper's out well. Clears it out for a throw-in on the near touchline. He had to be quick there.
What a ball by Kyle Walker. What a ball by Kyle Walker that was as well, to see Mahrez running. Brilliant that by Kyle Walker.
Good run from Mahrez as well. But Randolph were well on top there to come out. Ederson-esque.
I don't think Mahrez couldn't have done much with that either, could he? He was coming over his left shoulder. Anyone that plays football, having a ball coming over your shoulder and seeing where it's going to land, you'd have to be a genius. Genius!
Well, yeah, City's certainly stepping it up now. We're starting to get some passes going forward, aren't we? Just the precision and the preciseness of them. Preciseness, is that a word? You know what I meant either way. So City have had 1 attempt now, 1 on target and 1 goal. Well, I don't know. It should be 2 attempts and 2 on target. Ferran Torres had a shot straight down the eye of the goal. Change ball played through by Ilkay Gundogan. Too far ahead for Sergio Aguero. He doesn't decide to run for it, and it goes all the way through Darren Randolph in net. And he's just trickling forward. He's eventually pick it up if he wants to, but Sergio's not closing him down. Close him down, let him pick it up, and then he has to play it out. And eventually picks it up. Sergio Aguero's just like, come on. Game's just sort of stopped.
What's going on?
Eventually he kicks it out. And only as far as the City man, Zinchenko fires the ball forward, and it's only found Craig Dawson who plays it all the way back to Dan Randolph in goal again.
This has just gone to show that Kevin De Bruyne is showing class is always permanent. Might have a few slow starts, a few slow passes, but he'll just get into his. What did I say? Get into his rhythm. He'll get into his stride, and before you know it, he'll create a match-winning cross. What time did I say that? I need to put that down on the show because of the things that I said. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
You were spot on though, absolutely spot on, and like you said, form is temporary, class is permanent. But he seems to do the form in games. He can have a really poor start to a game and then just switch on. It doesn't matter what game it is. He could be poor for about 20 minutes, but still be class for the next 70. And he is just a monumental player, isn't he?
Unbelievable.
Mahrez driving in, looking to switch the field of play to Kevin De Bruyne out on the left wing. He's everywhere today, is Kevin De Bruyne now. Ball whipped in, great ball in by Kevin De Bruyne, but straight into the arms of Darren Randolph. Testing ball, no City players there. They're all further back onto the far post. I think if Aguero did get to that for a tap-in, he would have been offside, however. But 35 minutes played, City 1, West Ham 0. Interesting game in terms of points total for us tomorrow. Leicester versus Arsenal. It wouldn't be the first time we've cheered on Arsenal this year to get a few points against the other teams up there with us. But just as long as Leicester and United drop points this weekend, I'll be a very happy man.
It's one of them. I don't pay attention to other teams. It's great. I mean, when anyone playing United, I'll always cheer the other team, obviously. But do you watch for the other games?
I watch every game that's available to watch. But you know me, I watch every game. You know, I was so excited when I saw that PSV are playing tomorrow against Ajax. You know, I watch any game no matter what it is because I think you've got to in terms of. I mean, I'm a big transfer man, as you know. I know my players all around the world. I know what the attributes are and stuff like that. Mahrez outside the penalty box, whipped it out. Left Kyle Walker, who just has a stinging pass and it goes out for a throw-in.
Mahrez should be having a shot there. Why's Mahrez not having a dig there?
Should go back to what you said and be greedy. Cut in and have a shot.
Yeah, I don't mind in situations like that.
But to go back to the game, I watch anything, absolutely anything. I guess I'm just, as well as I am a massive City fan, I'm a neutral at the same time. I do like watching other teams play and seeing how they play, you know. And just from a personal standpoint, I think it gives me a better insight into what to expect from the games. But then again, I'm the one who predicts the 8-0ers, 9-0ers and stuff like that, and they've never been right. So it shows you how well me watching other games does.
Ruben Diaz is the 105th different player to score a competitive goal for City at the Etihad Stadium. Name the other 104, Dan. Go.
Right. I think I'll be here till Christmas. Gundogan, that's a dead cert.
Right, come on.
See, the thing is, I don't know if you're joking because I know what you're like. You could be just sat there waiting. Come on. 103 more to go.
Do you know what we could do? We could have that as a show and try and get all the players without looking, without cheating. I reckon between like 6 of us, we could do that.
I don't know.
You don't fancy that?
There's been all sorts of players. I mean, you got to go back to players like Javi Garrido.
Did he scoring? Right, there's one.
I'm sure he scored that free kick.
Start making notes. Get the obscure ones done first. Joe, God. Blast from the past. Bianchi. Do you remember Bianchi?
Oh, God, no.
Oh. Remember Bianchi at City? Anyone else remember Bianchi? Long hair, Italian lad.
Oh, God knows. Yeah. Then again, players like Bogdanov, Caicedo, who's still playing.
You must remember.
Roque Santa Cruz. I'm sure he got one.
Are we doing this? We need to start. I've got a feeling now. We've got about 10 here. We need to start making notes.
We'll do that as a podcast. We'll do that. But match day Watchalong first. We'll get that out of the way in the 3 points. West Ham on the attack here with Lingard on the right wing. Puts the ball in. Fornals lays off for Antonio. Has a shot. Oh, and it skims the post and out for a goal kick. Ederson was not getting there at all. You see the ball there was played in by Jesse Lingard on the right wing. trickled in through Fornals, and it looked to just be offside there, Jesse Lingard, and it would have been called back for offside, but the player was allowed to play in. Fornals had a little touch, mistouched the pass there. It falls to Antonio in acres of space. Man under that, had a shot, right-footed, and hits the left post and out for a goal kick. Ederson was well beaten there if it was on target. Let off there for City. Big let off. John Stones under pressure in our own box there. Plays out to Ilkay Gundogan. He plays a tricky ball back to Ederson, but luckily he's able to control it.
Gundogan didn't mean that either, did he?
No, not at all. But this is where we need our concentration. 5 minutes left till half time. If we just see it out, because West Ham are very high up the pitch and City can't get out, as headed by Fernandinho finds Souček. And now West Ham are on the attack. Kufal, Lingard driving into the penalty box. Has a shot straight into the arms of Ederson.
Oh, we need.
Oh, Ederson's clearance is poor. Fornals. Luckily, it falls to Kyle Walker, our own penalty box. Ederson went to throw the ball out. Fornals was literally a yard in front of him, and he won the ball back. But it trickled all the way to Kyle Walker.
Come on, City. Let's just steady the ship here, pal. Come on.
Very unlike Ederson there.
Did the player just
good attacking play. Fornals, yeah, just spread a leg, didn't he, and just got a touch, and luckily it fell to a City player, because I think if West Ham had had a player there with the ball falling to him, open net. We just need to concentrate now, get our possession back, because West Ham have seen a lot of the ball in the last 5 minutes. Get a bit of possession back, get a bit of passing rhythm back. There's Craig Dawson in his own penalty box. The City now starting to force West Ham back into their own half deep, and we've won the ball back through Kyle Walker, and Ilkay Gundogan plays it back safe to John Stones. Infield to Fernandinho. What do you reckon of Fernandinho so far this first half?
I think he's just there to do a job. He's just there to pass and disrupt.
Oh, sorry. Ball won back by West Ham. They're on the attack. Kufal driving into the heart of City's half. Lays it off to Jesse Lingard. Edge of the penalty box. Plays it in behind. Takes a touch off Zinchenko. And luckily Ederson rushed out his goal to stop that gun going out for a corner. And Ferran Torres is limping very harshly here. Tries to win the ball back and gets his leg tangled behind Kufal. No foul by Kufal. Kufal won the ball. And Ferran Torres goes down a bit awkwardly there, but he's back to his feet. He is limping, but he's back to his feet. 42 minutes played, City 1, West Ham 0. West Ham slowly coming back into the game here after a busy opening few minutes for them. Died off for City to get the goal, and now they're slowly coming back into it. But City on the ball now, playing it all the way back to Ederson. John Stones is cutting a frustrated figure there. He's claiming the passes there were to the right players. But City's still on the ball. Walker under pressure there. Ben Johnson gets the ball, but he kicks it straight out for a throw-in on the near touchline to City. We seem reluctant to clear the ball. Pep is fuming, absolutely fuming. We just seem to be keeping the ball for too long in our own half and inviting pressure. And West Ham are one of them teams where if they win the ball, straight down the throat of City. Loose pass there again by Sergio Aguero. West Ham on a big attack. Kufal on acres of space on the right into the penalty box. Drives it in. And Lingard in the back of the net. 1-0. I think it was touched in by Antonio.
It's poor.
West Ham have levelled.
It's not surprising. It's not surprising.
No. The acres of space on the right wing for Kufal to drive forward. And I mean, there was no one in that left-back position, and that is where Guardiola sort of wants to play. You know, Zinchenko was central midfield on the right-hand side when that ball was played out wide to Kufal. Ferran Torres wasn't tracking back, and Kufal drives in, plays the ball back, and, yeah, miles onside. Jesse Lingard lays it off for Antonio. He doesn't have a shot. He knows exactly where Antonio was, and Antonio just stabs it in, left-footed into the corner of the net. 1-1.
Yeah, not surprised at all. It's not like we've deserved anything other than that, I don't think.
No.
I've not felt particularly like we've been dominating as we normally do. Just disappointing, really. And
Poor ball to concede.
Yeah, Fernandinho puts his arm up behind, just hoping the off chance that we're going to get an offside there, but it was never going to be offside.
No.
Come on, City.
It's frustrating, this. Really frustrating. And I don't know what's happened here, but my TV's turned off. What the hell? Hey? Okay.
So most assists in Europe this season in the 5 top leagues. Thomas Muller 10, Kimmich 10, Grealish 10, Bruno Fernandes 10, Harry Kane 11, Kevin De Bruyne 11. Kevin De Bruyne is back on top again. It's nice to see him there, but we need him now more than we ever have done before. We need a big performance by Kev now in the next 50 minutes.
100%. And there's Sergio Aguero edge of the penalty box, brought down by West Ham man, but he did win the ball. And now West Ham starting attack. Here's Jesse Lingard starting. He's got Antonio making a run. Antonio started to make a run and then switched his play to the right and not looking where Lingard was going to pass the ball. Lingard thought he was still going to run to the left, played the ball out to the left, and Antonio ran to the right. So City let off the hook there because West Ham had plenty of men in attack. And not many men back. Here's Ferran Torres driving into the penalty box, pulls it back. Lays it off for Zinchenko, lays it off to Kevin De Bruyne, switches the ball out to Ferran Torres. Into the penalty box, Kufal does well to win back the ball for West Ham and just come away with the ball of a clearance. But Kevin De Bruyne intercepting it there, winning the ball back for City. Ruben Diaz. Oh, the pass by Ruben Diaz was ahead of Gundogan, and now West Ham starting attack, but cut out by John Stone, the man mountain. Wins the ball back and plays it to Mahrez, who plays it further back to Kyle Walker. 1 minute of added time, 20 seconds of that added time left to play. Frustrating end to the first half, this. Really frustrating. After we came back into it after a poor 20 minutes, and then we just allowed West Ham to come back into it.
It's the perfect response by West Ham, really, and David Moyes' side to the first. City conceded the first home game since the 15th of December. Crikey.
And it is half time.
Right, City, what's second half got to bring? What moral fibre have we got to... can we drag in from this? Tom's going to come and join us now somewhere. How are we doing, Tom?
If you'd have asked me 5 minutes ago, significantly better than when you asked me now. But yeah, not the best first half, that was it.
We let West Ham back into that, didn't we? With a great move by them, but I can't necessarily say I'm that surprised.
No, neither. I think with the exception of, like I just put out on Twitter, with the exception of that moment of magic from Kev for the goal, I don't think Randolph's had a save to make. And I must admit, I'm a bit disappointed with Torres on that goal. I think he's got to be tracking back and he's got to be doing more to get back and out cover there, because the amount of space they had down that right flank is quite ridiculous, really, especially considering we know that our fullback's going to tuck into midfield. The wingers are aware that our fullback's going to tuck into midfield. They've got to be getting back and helping out, and Torres isn't helping out there in the slightest. And I think we said before the game, I was hoping Torres would have a good game today. I think he's been probably our worst player on the pitch. Every time he's got the ball, he's turned around and looked to go backwards and hardly really tried to take on his man. And then, yeah, I like Torres. I like the lad. I think he's been really good for us this season, but I think he's been awful that first 45, as has the majority of the team. I don't think Kev was great, like I say, and then he comes and pulls out one of the best passes you'll see in the Premier League, which is just what Kev can do. But Aguero's not had a sniff, really. I can't really pull too many positives from that first half, to be honest with you.
I agree. I think Torres has looked like a massive fish out of water. He looks like he's not too sure what he's doing. The problem we've got is we've got no Foden and no Bernardo in this team, so there's no necessarily any pressing on pass and movement that we would normally see. There's no interchange between the wings. It's a very flat structure in the top three, and I think Torres has been a little bit left out to dry with that, which is really disappointing.
I think another thing which has been affected us today is that for the past 19 games we've played without sort of a striker per se. Today we've got Aguero up front, and Aguero's not the kind of player who's going to interchange and play on the left and play on the right, and we I don't want to say one-dimensional, but we've not really got that ability to cause the back four problems in changing 100%. The front three. Torres has been stuck to that left flank, Mahrez to the right, and Aguero through the Midland. I'm not saying that I don't want Aguero on the pitch, but what's been so effective for us of late is that interchange and that sort of unpredictability from the front three. We've not We've not got that today. There's no unpredictability because you know Aguero's going to be sat on the penalty spot, and you know Maris is going to be looking to cut in from the right and Torres from the left. And I think for me, and I know it's only 45 minutes from him returning, but I think Aguero now in the way we're playing is a player that's more effective to bring on when we need a goal later on in the game, when we need someone to go up front and just fucking go ham at the goal, and that's what he'll do. I think starting games, I don't know. Like I say, I might be completely wrong. Might come out and score 2-3 in the second half, but I think at the minute we look sort of short of ideas. The back four look comfortable. Like I say, we've not created anything in that first half, and you can't defend a ball like that from De Bruyne. That's just ridiculous. Like no one can defend a moment of quality like that. But anything we have tried, it's just routine football has been dealt with ease. And like I say, Randolph hasn't had to get his gloves dirty at all so far.
The problem we've got is as well with Torres playing. I don't feel like there's necessarily much support for him as well for Zinchenko at the left. I think we've left loads of room on that right side for West Ham to get into, and that's ultimately where their goal came from, didn't it, on the right hand side? And I think we need to sharpen that up. And I think Pep's team talk now is going to be earning his money, because you know as well as I do, the last how many games we've come out in the second half and we've been tons better than what we do. We've not reached second gear as far as I can see. So, from this now, we need to up the game, bring it on. I think we'll need some substitutions. We need a quick early goal. We need to get one goal in the first 5 minutes of this game and really take the game to them and be solid in midfield. Let's win back the midfield. Missing Cancelo. We're massively missing Cancelo. We're missing Foden. We're missing Bernardo. Are they the 3 changes that's going to be needed to get us out of this and get us the victory tonight, lads? What do you reckon, Dan?
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, I would prefer Rodri in. Just to show up that midfield. We've been lacking in terms of passing ability. Gundogan has been passing poor. Kev's been passing poor. I think just having someone like Rodri to show up with maybe a 2-man pivot with Fernandinho, allowing one of either Kev or Gundogan. I prefer maybe Kev coming off personally, not just based on today's performance by that pass. I think it would work better in this game. Or maybe even take Torres off and play Kevin out on the right. Just have a change in that midfield. But 100% agree that we need to bring either Foden on or Bernardo, someone to do all that pressing, all that running and chasing down. Because West Ham, as soon as they get the ball, they've got time to form an attack and time for players to run in behind and balls over the top of there. Got no one forcing a mistake from a pass from City's perspective. But just going back to what Tom's saying, he echoed everything I've been saying for the past 10 minutes, didn't he, Tom? Just that there's no change in that front three. West Ham are able to get men back, defend well, sit back, and then play on the counter attack. And the counter attack is exactly how they got their goal.
Tom, what difference would you make now?
I think I'm surprised that with Cancelo not starting, neither Foden or Bernardo did, purely for, like you just said, that sort of energy in midfield. I think we need someone in midfield to sort of really take the game by the scruff of the neck. And I'd bring on Bernardo. I thought he was fantastic on Wednesday night. He'd be the first name, the first player I'd get out. But then I think Aguero won't play the full 90 today. There's no chance of that. I think Pep will probably have him restricted to 60 minutes. But then who we bring on at that point? Jesus wouldn't be a bad shout in terms of, again, bringing that unpredictability to the front three. He'll drop a bit deeper and try and get involved more so than Aguero does as well. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'd get Foden on for Torres. I think he's disappointed me. I'd get Bernardo on in the middle of the park, and maybe even get Bernardo on for Mahrez, stick De Bruyne out on the right, give him a little bit of a different look. Get Bernardo in the middle and then Foden out on the left. But I just put out then, and surprisingly, West Ham have got 5 or 6 men out here warming up at half time. Not in any sort of extensive warm up, just sort of knocking the ball about. But there's no one out for City as of yet that I can see. Or is there? Who's that? Oh no, that's West Ham. No, there's no one out warming up for City at half time, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any immediate changes. But I imagine we'll sort of give it 5-10 minutes and we'll start seeing 2 or 3 men warming up down the touchline. Yeah,
we need to. I am confident in this second half. I think we have to be. We're top of the league by 10 points. We know how to score. We know how to come around this. this is a big knock for us. I think the players, as long as they take this in the right way and take it aggressively, bring the game to West Ham. We always knew this was going to be a tough game. I just personally think that we're going to be better in the second half and come out all guns blazing. I think we don't have any alternative. We have to. We just have to take this game to them now.
Yeah, I think if the thing is, West Ham's team talk at half time will be very much this game's there for the taking, and it really is. I think if we come out and try and be a bit cautious and try and sort of knock the ball about and try and nick a late one, I think we're setting ourselves up for sort of for defeat there. I do still think we'll go on and win the game. We have been a second half team this season for the most part. We've not been. It just worries me the lack of chances we're creating in that first half. I think that's probably been the worst, first 45 that we've had in this sort of 19-game winning streak. And I mean, we're 2 minutes away from going in with a 1-0 lead, and the talk's completely different. But yeah, I think if anything, that goal from West Ham could be the kick up the arse that we need to sort of come out and sort it out in the second half, because yeah, we've not looked anywhere near. Whether it's to be honest, we can't even blame fatigue, because half of the players on the pitch here haven't played that much as of late. I think the biggest thing here is sort of the unfamiliarity of that front three, and the lack of sort of runs and space they're creating for the midfield. And then the midfield haven't been on song either, so it's not the worst first 45. We could quite easily have gone in behind at this point. So it's still there. The game's very much there for taking. We will be favourites to go out and win this game in the second half. And like I say, I fancy us to do so. But Dan's 2-1 prediction isn't looking quite so ridiculous now, is it?
Well, you know me, a voice of reason and all that.
Well, Pep had to rest players. You know, he's looked at the Champions League game. He's looking at the games to come. He's had to make changes. We've got a fantastic squad. Most of these players that have come in today would get in most of the Premier League teams. So these are Premier League players in their own right. Some of them are champions. So you know, I've got no problem with making the changes that we need to do. I just want to see these players that are coming in fight for us now and get the points. I'm looking at Sergio now. You're the third highest player in the pitch. That's paid by City. Go out and earn your money today. Yeah, you've been out. You've had a bit of rustiness. You're match fit, or else you wouldn't be playing. Go out and win us the game now. Let's see what you can do. Because he's got to be looking at this thinking, oh Christ, I've started a game and we're drawing. We've not done this in months. It's my fault. Right, go and do what you can do now, pal. And Torres has got to be looking at the same, looking at him thinking, right, I've got to start here, and we're drawing at half time. We've not done this before. We need these players to stand up and be counted now and come out the second half absolutely all guns blazing, or all eyes will be on them for why we're not winning.
And we need to bring back what we've lacked this game so far, is the press. The press just isn't there. We're allowing West Ham to come on us, and doing that means we're all 6 and 7s, and then the passing's been poor because we've not had the men up there, because we've had to get them back. We're having players further back rather than having players further forward on the press. As soon as we pick up that ball, you know every player is going to be switched on now. They're not in defensive mode. They're not sitting back. Win the ball high up the pitch, on the press. All players are in the same mind frame. Get up the pitch and score a goal. It's weird because it's not difficult, but for some reason, he just can't do it today for some reason.
But the first halves of all the games that we've played in the month or so, the first half's always been slow. So
yeah, you did say that, yeah.
It's what we need now, and the worst thing that can happen is West Ham go and score first in the second half, because they will defend for their lives and hit us on the counter attack, which is what we don't need. We need City to get out there, get a goal early, and just absolutely go for it. But we need that. Yeah. I think we need that high press back. I don't necessarily think we're going to get that with the players on the pitch. I don't think so.
No. Just trying to see who's coming out here. If there's any indications of who might be coming on. Rodri's not in his tracky bottoms; he's in his shorts. But I don't know if that's just because he likes the Manchester sun. But yeah, they're all taken to the bench now for the second half, and all still kitted up and coated up. So there's no indication that anyone's going to be heading out anytime soon. But yeah, I think Ferran Torres has a big 45 ahead of him. I don't think he'll see out the full 90 unless he drastically turns around the way he's been performing. But like I say, we've got the game's still there for the taking. We're still in the game, despite playing pretty awful in that first half. So I think we've got to come out. I agree with you in that if they come out and get the first goal, they're good enough defensively to hold on. And yeah, we don't want I just don't want Jesse Lingard to score. That's just the one thing I really don't want. I don't want him coming in bloody Millie rocking or slotting or anything at that corner flag. That'll wind me up. But, we got a big 45 ahead of us, and if anyone can win a game, it's us. We know how to do it. So not going to get too downbeat just yet. But if the clock gets past the hour mark and we're still struggling, I expect to see big changes up top, I reckon.
Get your kit out and chose my words correctly there, and be that 12th man. Come on.
I do think if I
Where are you?
If I got my kit out here in the stands, I don't think I'd be allowed back in, Dan, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Right, nobody wants to see those legs, do they?
No, it's not the legs I'm worried about. But anyway,
come on, City. See you in a bit, Tom.
See you later.
On that note.
Lunchtime X-rated match day. Watchalong.
Manchester City reporter not allowed back in stadium.
that'll be on the front page of the Sun, won't it? At the Etihad, a reporter thrown out of the stadium for stripping down.
Crikey.
Our very own Tom Young.
Never good at the best of times. Right, what's happening here, lads? What are we going to see changes? We're definitely not going to see changes, are we? We never do.
No, not until like the 80th minute. It's got that written all over it, though, won't he? He'll be reluctant to change because he thinks he can do it. But I mean, I can't question him as much as over recent times, because obviously it's worked for us. His decisions, his tactics, his methods are working for us. So maybe he's going to throw a little spanner in the works in the second half and just wanted to see out the first half. Like you said, we tend to predominantly have a better second half than we do first. Hopefully that is the same here, but we need to include that press. That is the one massive thing that is lacking from us today, is that press. Has to be there.
I'm just seeing here, we've got Bernardo, Foden, and Jesus all warming up, straight out the tunnel, straight down the lines, all warming up. They'll be chomping at the bit. They'll be getting on.
Is Sterling on the bench?
Sterling on the bench? Don't know. Stefan Sterling, Jesus, Laporte, Rodrigo, Bernardo, Mendy, Cancelo, Foden.
That's got to be one of the strongest benches of the season, hasn't it? But Sterling's probably a good shout. Get someone behind the ball. Maybe get Ferran Torres off and put Sterling on. Someone with a bit of legs. He's been. I know a lot of people dislike Sterling just because of the way he plays and how frustrating he can be. But he does offer a lot off the ball. He offers the runs. He offers the pace. He offers just that pain in the backside about him for the opposition. I think that is something we lack as well. So I'd get Ferran Torres off and put Sterling there.
It's not a bad argument, that, pal. Actually, It's not a bad argument, particularly getting chances. That he's good at running into the ball, isn't he? He's good at running into the box. Sorry.
He's good at tracking back as well.
Right, come on, City. So our substitutions, we got on the bench: Stefan Sterling, Jesus, Laporte, Rodrigo, Bernardo, Mendy, Cancelo.
Sorry, Mahrez with the ball in. Oh, over everyone. Sorry, pal. Go on.
No. Starting, we got Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Stones, and Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Torres, and Aguero. And you can see the three lads I've just mentioned: Foden, Bernardo, and Jesus, all warming up on the corner flag. They're the three most likely to come on, I think. It's a good shout about Sterling, though. Good shout about Sterling.
Foden is a good shout from you as well. Foden, he can take a game to anybody, can't he? Absolutely. Especially coming on in the second half. Did he play midweek? I can't remember.
Foden, yes. Yeah, I guess Gladbach.
He did?
Yeah.
Oof, maybe I should keep my mouth shut then. I didn't realise he was playing. Although, like-for-like replacement, Kevin De Bruyne for Phil Foden, maybe?
Oh, no, I can't see Kevin coming off. I think we need him. I think he's got a moment of magic in his foot, hasn't he?
Bar that assist, I've not personally been convinced.
But like you say, assist. We've got a goal from his magic and brilliance, and against a really strong, sturdy, resolute back line that West Ham have got. I think we need that opportunity where someone can pick the lock that West Ham are going to stand. So West Ham have got 5 at the back at the minute with City on attack. So, we need somebody of Kevin's ability, even if he does one or two loose passes, you know what? He's
Like now.
He's not somebody bad that's going to be able to be on the pitch, but he's making those balls into. He's trying.
Yeah, he is trying to pass forward. That is one credit I'll give to him. He's the only one that's trying to play those balls through behind the defensive line. But now West Ham on the attack through Mikel Antonio, through Ben Johnson, Jesse Lingard, driving at the City defence. Lingard here into the penalty box. He's brought down by Fernandinho, but it seems to be get a hold of the ball. Lingard is down on the deck complaining. I think Michael Oliver's waiting for VAR.
I tell you what, it was a risky decision that by Fernandinho.
Just seeing the replay here. The pace and the change.
I'm going to be back in 2 minutes, pal.
Right, oh, you got the ball, and it was outside the area either way.
Tackle though, wasn't it? Crikey.
Very risky, very risky. So City got away with one there. But Moyes isn't having that. Of course you wouldn't if you were the opposition manager. Of course you'd want a penalty at least there. But it was outside the box and he won the ball. And I don't know why they're still looking at it. Oh, this could be interesting. Darren Randolph, the West Ham keeper, is down on the deck here. He's complaining about something. He don't feel right by the looks of things. I think we're going to see a change here. Martin, I don't know. I think it's called Dean Martin, I think his name is. He is, or Scott Martin, one of the two. Well, either of them. He's their third choice goalkeeper. It looks to be coming on. This is a big change for West Ham. Because Randolph's been one of the main men. Just seen the replay here. Been kicking the ball. And he does slip. Oh! He slips on his left leg. And he bends his left leg in the opposite direction. I tell you what. That doesn't look good for him. He's pulled something, no doubt. He's given the thumbs up. He looks to continue, but he doesn't look happy at all. And West Ham's third choice goalkeeper's warming up here with the possibility of him coming on. Ooh, very, very interesting here. But City gets back on the way here and immediately give the ball back to West Ham. And West Ham just clear it out the pitch. And it goes out for a throw into City on the near touchline. Just West Ham are about to possibly make a change with their goalkeeper. Randolph went to kick the ball. He slipped on his left leg and bent his left leg the opposite way.
Oh.
But he's still on the pitch. He's given the thumbs up, but he is not moving right at all. And their third choice goalkeeper, Martin.
Let's get some bloody shots at him then. It's been pointless. They could have bloody. They could have my son, 7-year-old in there. It's like they're not going to concede unless we have shots. Let's get some shots at him then while we have the opportunity and he's injured.
Yes, Kevin De Bruyne charging forward and he gives the ball away to Ben Johnson. Oh, Kev, come on. No, West Ham through Mikel Antonio is making a run on the left. Kyle Walker stopping their direction, but he's beating Kyle Walker. Antonio whips in the ball. Kyle Walker gets a touch on it and it goes out for a corner to West Ham. Kyle Walker was beaten for pace there by Mikel Antonio.
Not surprised.
Very strange,
legs like traction engines. I've had to change my snood because we won in this the other day, and I wasn't aware the other one we're not winning, so I had to have a quick half-time superstition.
Oh, so it's you and the hoodoo.
Where's Leia is?
Oh yeah, with his Maris doll. Need him on. He's a good luck charm. The ball whipped in by West Ham. Deep. Well worked, in fact, but it went over everyone eventually. But Ben Johnson, Gabriel Bonga was able to win back the ball for West Ham. And a ball played forward by Koufal. Header over by Declan Rice, but he plays it out to the right back position where Kevin De Bruyne is waiting and no West Ham player. And Kevin De Bruyne has beaten Jesse Lingard here. Ball forward by Kevin De Bruyne. Way out of play there. All the way out for a goal kick.
It's a good ball.
Come on.
Sterling on this ball here. Come on, I think he could be a good option there, Dan. I think you're right there, pal.
Very rarely wrong, mate. Very rarely wrong.
You shouldn't be too confident because I'll start picking you up when you are wrong, and then you'll be embarrassed. Then you shouldn't be too confident, pal.
But no, I do think Sterling and Foden or Bernardo Silva, one of the two, Foden or Bernardo Silva and Sterling should be brought on.
So they're having one of their players take the goal kick because their goalkeeper's injured, which is interesting to see.
which is probably why we need to start getting balls high up the goal rather than low. Diving's not a problem, but when he's got to move from side to side,
Yeah, absolutely.
like you said, peppers some shots. You're not going to score unless you have a shot. And that's Ferran Torres fouling Kufal. Ferran Torres just hasn't been able to get in the game at all today, has he? And we have to remember, though, he is a right winger playing on the left wing position today, so he's not having the best of games, but it's not all down to him.
It's a really sloppy performance today, isn't it?
Yeah. But again, that goes back to what me and Tom were saying, that we haven't got the swapping and changing that front three. West Ham's free kick taken, and Zinchenko gets the head, and it'll go out for a goal kick. No, it doesn't. It throw a corner. Ruben Diaz smashes it overhead kick clearance. Good lad. Ball over the top. John Stones rises high, and everyone bullet header to get the ball forward. But West Ham back on the ball now. Lingard, Ben Johnson out on the left. Declan Rice, he's got Kevin De Bruyne blocking his route back, but he's able to find Craig Dawson, who switches the ball to Diop. And Kufal's clearance up the pitch wasn't well played as Ferran Torres gets a touch in, and City now back on the ball. Here's Ilkay Gundogan in the centre circle.
Come on, City. We need. From what I've seen, I'm not impressed. We need to change. We need to change.
Definitely. I mean, it's been, 8 minutes, 9 minutes now in the second half, and nothing's really improved.
West Ham are the better team. West Ham are the better team.
Yeah.
We've got no energy. City have got no energy going forward here whatsoever.
And it's Ferran Torres on the left wing, taking it into the penalty box. He's beating the man, but his touch was too heavy. But Kevin De Bruyne's picked up in the penalty box, lays it off to Fernandinho, who switches out wide to Kyle Walker, who's going to drive forward. That's a long-range shot. Well wide. Well wide. Well, I said have a shot. I forgot to put in on target, please.
Oh.
That was very wide from Kyle, but at least someone's having a shot.
Absolutely.
And the ball given away by West Ham in their own half, but City equal to the ball given away there. Is now West Ham back on the ball, and there's Kufal skipping and ooming and ahhing. I think he's picked up a little knock from that Ferran Torres stamp. But here's Fornals. Declan Rice on the right wing. It's interesting. Whips in a ball, it's a good ball, and Ederson beats Antonio, and he claims well, and lays it straight off to Kyle Walker. But there's no, have you noticed, when City get the ball, there's no immediate charge forward. It's still pass it along midfield and then along the back line. Hey, Kevin De Bruyne had a great turn there, he's got men forward, tries to have a shot, plays it straight into Souček, who's now coming away with the ball, lays it off for Antonio, he's got Souček making a run, and Antonio's pass out wide to Lingard was a good one in the end. I thought he was going to go out for a throw-in. And now West Ham charging through Lingard, tries to play the ball forward behind the City defence to Antonio, but it takes a touch off Zinchenko, and Kyle Walker wins the ball back for City.
It's just sloppy.
It is.
It's just sloppy.
But we're still inviting so much pressure onto us.
Yeah, we're not tracking. They're tracking the players when they're coming forward as well, and they're not tracking the runs properly. I don't understand what this team is compared to what we have seen previously. Is this the mentality of actually we've got Sergio up front, let's leave it to him now because we just switch off? If that's the case, get him off straight away.
I don't think it's just Sergio. I think it's Kevin as well. He's seen a lot of the ball, but he just can't. Bar that assist, he just can't get into the game. And we've not really seen players like Mahrez and Gundogan, who predominantly recently have been very well received. They've really stepped up the game. They haven't. They've not really been on the ball as much. But I can't put it down to our key men. You know, if you put them on, of course you're going to expect the key men who normally turn up for the big games and James in general. You can't really blame them. You have to blame the tactics and the formation in terms of which they used. But can we really blame Pep? We've got 19 wins on the bounce. You can't really blame Pep in that instant either, can you? But ball picked up by Kevin De Bruyne. He tries a first-time shot. We had no power on it, no direction. It hit the West Ham defence, and now West Ham were able to come away with the ball with Ben Johnson on the left-hand side. He's got Aaron Cresswell driving forward ahead of him in the left wing, but he pulls it back. Now Declan Rice on the ball, well in West Ham's half. So City now starting to cause a little bit of pressure, forcing West Ham back to the goalkeeper. As far as Craig Dawson, just plays the ball forward. But now they're finding men in space as well, West Ham now, which is... It's so frustrating.
Is it getting a bit desperate from City, this? Are you sensing desperation with long range shots? And
in the next 5 minutes, definitely. I think we've started to see a slight little turn, and now Ferran Torres giving ball away to West Ham on the edge of the penalty box. Fornals into the penalty box on the turn, little flick, ball crossed over. Lingard tries to take the ball down in acres of space, but Kyle Walker wins back the ball. Forward ball to Kevin De Bruyne in a left wing position. If he can beat Diop, he has. Kevin De Bruyne, he's through here. He's got Sergio Aguero in support, but he slows the play down. He's in the penalty box, pulls it round. Oh, there's no one there. He plays it across the face of goal. Sergio Aguero runs towards Kevin De Bruyne, and Kevin De Bruyne plays it past Aguero, and there's no one there. It trickles a point the goal.
Oh, it's coming! It's coming! Come on, City!
But now here's Lingard, acres of space on the left wing position. He pulls it back, luckily, as John Stones is stopping a run any further forward. But that is prime Aguero style position goal, that for him to be waiting for that ball, but he decided to run towards Kevin De Bruyne, and the ball, Kevin De Bruyne played it past him. You can tell those two have been out for a long time, can't you, with that attack? Well worked by Kevin De Bruyne on the left wing, though, beating Diop, skipping over him, and still getting the ball into the attacking positions. Here's ball played in, Ruben Dias able to clear. Here's Cresswell with another ball straight back in the penalty box. Ederson has to climb high and catches it well as Antonio's waiting there on the header. This is getting a bit.
It's getting to that stage now, isn't it, where we're going to concede. We need to make changes soon.
It's end to end though. That's the problem. It's not one team has possession, the other team sitting back. It is end to end, and both teams are equally sloppy but equally good in attack. If that makes sense. But we definitely need a man in that midfield and a man in that attack. Ferran Torres just hasn't been able to get in the game, but neither has Sergio Aguero. He's been, unfortunately, non-existent this game for me. I'd maybe even consider taking Aguero off, putting Ferran Torres as centre forward and playing Raheem Sterling out on the left.
Jesus is coming on and Sergio is going off.
Ooh.
Substitution by City.
Ferran Torres with the ball. Oh, headed clear by Diop. That was maybe finding the back of the net there. That's an interesting sub, that, Jesus, for Aguero.
And the 60th minute, first sub of the day, Sergio Aguero is coming off and Gabriel Jesus is coming on. Come on, Gabby, lad. Come on, Gabby. Bit more energy, hopefully. Bit more change.
It's an interesting one, that, but it does make sense because he's recently been really good on the ball rather than in attack. He's able to use a bit of flair and a bit of dribbling more to his game recently, hasn't he? And
yeah, absolutely.
I think that could turn out to be a really wise decision. But Sergio Aguero is cutting a very frustrated figure as he walks around the pitch there. And, you know, he's come back off a lengthy absence. He's not fully match fit. He should be fully fit, but not match fit. So, but he's had 60 minutes under his belt today, but you can't blame the performance just down to him. The whole team sort of been lacklustre and sloppy. Kyle Walker, edge of the penalty box, lays it off to Mahrez on the right wing, dipping into the penalty box, lays it back off to Kyle Walker. Deep into Fernandinho, who's going to try a pass behind, and it goes straight to Aaron Cresswell, who clears the ball for West Ham as far as Mikel Antonio picks up the ball. Deep in West Ham's half, though, that's the good thing. John Stones very high up the pitch, pressing, starting to press again. Kyle Walker beating for height there, but it trickles to Ruben Dias, who plays it all the way back to Ederson for safety.
I think it's a wise decision bringing Sergio off. He's had a lengthy time off injury. Let's not be too harsh. He's had a good hour's game there, getting back up to fitness. Well, big injury, a few issues left, right, and centre for him. He needs time.
Yeah.
We all wanted to see him score, obviously. We all wanted to see him back to his best, obviously. It's just not happened today. Get him off, bring fresh legs on. Let's get this game won. Come on, City.
Pep needs to do something with Torres, though. He is not working out on the left wing. He's just giving the ball back to West Ham here.
Oh, I'd stick him up front, I'd put Gabby on the left.
Ball over the top. Antonio with the header clear. And Kyle Walker acrobatically just jumps in. Kung Fu kicks the ball high up in the air so Antonio can't get it. Great defending by Kyle Walker there.
Defending that.
Really good.
Guardiola has called Foden on to get his kit on. So Foden will be coming on shortly. Good. Foden will be coming on for Torres. I'm absolutely sure of that.
Yeah. Has to. It's the only change you can really think of making, unless it's possibly Mahrez coming off, because Mahrez has been very quiet in this game and putting Ferran Torres out on the right wing.
He trusts
and Foden out
Mahrez too much, though, doesn't he? Torres has just not looked at the races today. Who's on the right hand side? Looks it. No, it's Walker, isn't he? He looks knackered, not injured. Come on, City! Come on, City! I can feel this. Let's have this. Bit of magic by Mr. Whippy, please. Come on, City.
Ferran Torres on the left wing. Pulls it back all the way to Ruben Diaz, who's had a decent game today, obviously scoring the goal for City as well. Zinchenko pulls it back to Ruben Diaz once again. City they're just biding the time from the looks of things. I think they're just looking for that one goal rather than a host of goals. They're just trying to feel out West Ham, but 63 minutes played, you shouldn't be feeling out the team anymore. You should be banging them in the back of the net. There's Kyle Walker. Out wide to Mahrez. Johnson blocking his route. Mahrez dummies him. Plays it back to Kyle Walker. Deep in West Ham's half this, but we play it all the way back to the centre circle with John Stones and Ruben Diaz again. Passes so far, 410 to West Ham's 203. Final third passes, 111 to West Ham's 33. 111 final third passes. You would not have thought that the way this game's pan out. And Fernandinho's given the ball away to Mikel Antonio. Fornals lays it back off to Antonio. He's got Lingard and Fornals making a run. Lays it off to Lingard. He's got Koufal and acres of space. Ferran Torres, to his credit, gets back and defends well. And Zinchenko clears the ball high up the pitch to Kevin De Bruyne. Good defending and good tracking back, which we said Ferran Torres lacked in that first half. And he cut out a very vital interception there.
Having looked at the board, Torres...
ball played through. Here's Jesus in the penalty box by Kyle Walker. Jesus skipped overs. He goes down on the deck, but he's still got the ball. And the linesman has picked up his flag now. How was he offside? He's still on the ball, unless the ball through behind by Kyle Walker was just offside. Just seeing the replay here. Great ball by Kyle Walker, but Gabriel Jesus... Ooh, you'd have to get your fine pen marker out for that offside there.
Yeah, Torres is coming off. He has got the hook. He has got the hook.
Yeah. He's cutting a frustrated figure, but, you know, you can't do any more. He's not really been able to get in the game in a position that's not his. But Phil Foden on the left wing so far this season has been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he? So fingers crossed he can up the tempo and up the game now. Be raring for this.
That's two attacking substitutions by City. Jesus and Foden on now. Come on, Blue Boys.
And luckily, the goal kick there all the way up for a throw-in on the far side to City. Good. I don't know if the goalkeeper took that.
No, he didn't. He took it. Their defender took it. I don't know his name.
So Moyes must really not trust his third-choice goalkeeper if he's having outfield players to take the goal kicks. But then again, Randolph is a good shot stopper. He's one of them players that never really made it in the Premier League, but he does have a good record, especially as a second choice. I do like him. I think he's from Ireland.
Come on, City. Come on, City. 65, 66 minutes gone now. Let's have this. Let's take it to him now, Blues. Bit of Foden magic, bit of Mr. Whippy
Whipped
magic.
in by Mahrez, cleared well by Diop. As far as Jesse Lingard, Mahrez getting a touch in there, and it is a handball by Mahrez. And free kick to West Ham midway in their half. Frustrating, very frustrating.
West Ham are well organised though at the back. You know, they're doubling up on our attackers.
Phil Foden and Gabriel Jesus, the two substitutions, working well to cause Koufal at right back to handball the play. It was a handball, and City have a free kick on the left wing position midway in West Ham's half, so a very good place to have a free kick here. Whip a ball in from Kevin De Bruyne, get someone's head onto it.
Have you noticed the last 5 minutes that City's press has been stronger? It's been further up, been more instinctive.
Whipped in by Kevin De Bruyne, good free kick, headed away by West Ham, but it will trickle out for a corner to City. Come on, City!
Come on, Blue Boys!
Pretty interesting. It was run over to it. Mahrez will be taking it here. Kevin De Bruyne is sitting on the edge of the penalty box, waiting for a long ranger.
Come on. Come on. Big heads now, Blues. Where's Father Diaz? Where's John Stones? Come on, lads!
In left footed, deep. headed clear by West Ham, but still in the penalty box. Fornals comes back and heads further, and Zinchenko wins the ball back for City. Kevin De Bruyne, middle of the park for City. Zinchenko out wide to Mahrez. He is onside, entering the penalty box. Step over, right-footed, left-footed, plays it in. John Stones in the back of the net. John Stones in the shot, and he finds the back of the net. What a strike by John Stones! VAR are going to have a look at this because I think Mahrez was offside on the far side, but I don't think he is. I think he's just onside. But what a strike from John Stones, and what a cutback from Mahrez as well.
Can we just get this VAR sorted? Alright, VAR.
Seen the replay here. Zinchenko with the ball. Lays it off to Kevin De Bruyne. Mahrez, who picks up Zinchenko. Mahrez. Well onside, Mahrez. Well onside. Does a dummy. Pulls it onto his right. Lays it onto his left. Lays it off left-footed to John Stones, who strikes it into the corner of the net. Definitely 2-1 City. Get in. Both goals from City scored by Ruben Diaz and John Stones, the best centre-back partnership who can get us goals in the league. What a finish. He didn't even look up once, John Stones, to find the back of the net there. What a finish. Now, City, push on. Don't defend this lead. Attack is the best form of defence. I
tell you what, Mahrez did well there.
He did really well.
I need to rewatch the goal again. Can we see it again? God, come on!
West Ham win a throw-in on the far side, on line with the penalty box in City's half.
Do you know what I'd do now? I'd bring Cancelo on. Cancelo on. I'd bring Rodri or Cancelo.
Rodri for me. Just to show up that midfield. I'd take Gundogan off personally. He's looking a bit worse for wear. He looks knackered, in fact, Gundogan. You'll see on your picture any minute now. He's sort of limping, middle of the park. He looks knackered. I'll maybe take Gundogan off and bring Rodri on, have a double pivot of him and Fernandinho, and then play Kevin De Bruyne in front. You'll see on your picture any minute now.
Oh, hang on.
He's sort of limping.
Crikey.
Kyle Walker with a throw-in. Somehow the throw-in was given to City instead. And there's a foul by Gabriel Jesus. And West Ham have a free kick just into City's half on the far side. We're getting all of it. City playing a very high line. Very high line for this set piece. And a good few yards out of the penalty box, high lines there. And West Ham aren't exactly the slowest team in the league. A few runs by Mikel Antonio early on there, but the ball's still not taken. Cresswell eventually takes it. That's deep.
Really high line, actually.
Won by West Ham. Trickles for a goal kick out in the left back position for Ederson to come claim it. So good defending from City there. Oh dear.
Come on now.
Cut a frustrated finger. You sat there like, come on.
Come on! Strong.
What?
No stupid mistakes.
What a turnaround in match that. 7 attempts each and 3 on target each. Biggest stat out of the lot is that bottom left-hand corner. 2-1. Well, my score prediction's gone out the window. Well, technically it hasn't. I did say 2-1, but you know.
This is not over yet. Can we just like chill this down? Take this down a notch. This is not over yet. We've got 20 minutes left yet. Come on, City. We need to take this to. We need to get another goal. Let's go straight at him. Straight. Do you know what? I wish it was after 8 o'clock. Let's get straight into him. Let's get another.
Throwing on the near side to City. Ball played all the way back to Ederson. What's happening here? Ooh, my screen's gone off again. What's happening here?
Something so nice about Stones and Diaz scoring today, but we need to make sure, if those two want any plaudits today, we need to make sure West Ham don't score again. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing we can get from this game. Ensuring they don't score again. This is not over yet. There's a long way to go yet. West Ham are well prepared and have the opportunity to score past us if they want to. I'd still bring Cancelo into this game. I'd very much bring Cancelo into this game now. I think just saying, Dan, I'd bring Cancelo into this game soon. I'd bring him on. I think the way he is on the ball, his defending opportunity, that he can pass, he can run forward. I think this game is absolutely crying out for Cancelo now, both midfield.
Take
and
off
defence.
Zinchenko or a midfielder.
No, I'd keep the defence as it is. I'd take off the midfielder.
Oh, Edison's gone down the deck here. You'll see. You commentate on here.
Ball comes flying in, and the West Ham player just comes charging straight at Edison. Again, he just took another one to the rib cage. The West Ham player's having a great laugh. He's having a good day. Thanks, mate. It wasn't Antonio for one. I don't know who it was, but he's come. And you know what? I don't blame the player for going for it. I think what hurt Edison more is he actually went up against Fernandinho and sort of bent his back against Fernandinho, stretching there to get the ball. But he's got the ball. That's the most important thing. He's still down though, and he's not happy. He's stretching his arm out, and Diaz is asking the referee why he was allowed to do it. But I think the problem there was Fernandinho and Antonio coming together, and then those two made a sort of a bridged angle, and then Edison came over the ball and then just bent his back on Fernandinho.
Still down on the deck now. He's in some discomfort, isn't he?
He is. He's stretching
his right arm. But it was one hell of a clatter, that though.
It was, and he took one as well on the on that side in the first half, didn't he? When he fell down on that side. So he's gonna need an ice pack on that later.
He is sat up now though. Thank God.
He's made us tough stuff, this lad, isn't he?
He's a psycho, is what he is. All good goalkeepers are psychos. Tough goalkeepers are psychos as well. Well, to be fair, goalkeepers in general, you've got to be a psycho to be a goalkeeper, aren't you? Let's be honest.
A great ball by we're just seeing that sweeping goal again by John Stones. What a cracking ball by Mahrez. And Guardiola giving it yes.
It's amazing how he scored that. He never once looked up at the goal. And he struck it better than Sergio Aguero would have.
Right place, right time, innit? And he's obviously got the confidence to be able to go into it. He's done brilliantly there.
The camera's just switching between John Stones and Ruben Diaz right now.
Big lad from Barnsley. So that's where the net is.
Well, our best defenders are from Yorkshire.
It's a funny one, this, with Edison. It's not often he stays down. And he stayed down for longer than normal there. He's made a tough stuff, and it's unusual for him to be down for that long, but he's back up now, and that's the most important thing. It'll take more than that to take him off. Yeah. Come on, City, let's just keep the ball, play it, pass and move, do what we do best, press. Fucking Fernandinho's just giving the ball away.
I was just about to say, I'd definitely get Cancelo or Roger on now.
Don't do stupid things like that. Sorry for swearing.
He's just been surrounded, isn't he, Fernandinho? I think that's what West Ham have noticed. Surround Fernandinho when he's on the ball and not give him a passing option and then just pounce on it. Gundogan as well. Gundogan's just giving the ball away. And West Ham in a good attack here. And then Fernandinho comes and wins back the ball for City. We're very lucky there. West Ham had plenty of men forward. But now Phil Foden out on the left wing, driving forward, cuts it infield to Kevin De Bruyne. He's got Mahrez out on the right. He finds Mahrez, approaching the penalty box. Pulls it back to Kevin De Bruyne, looking for a forward ball again, but decides to pull it back to Ruben Diaz in the centre circle. Good attack there from City, but just didn't come off. The ball from Foden was just behind Kevin De Bruyne, so he couldn't do much to it. But
76 minutes gone, 77 minutes gone.
Would you make the change now?
I don't know. We seem to be doing all right at the minute. I still don't like West Ham when they're on the counter. I think they look really strong. The question I have is, would Cancelo do a better job, and who would I bring him in for? I'd keep the front three as they are. I'd keep the back front as they are. So I'm thinking I'm automatically looking at Gundogan, Fernandinho and Kevin De Bruyne. I wouldn't take Gundogan off. I wouldn't take Fernandinho off. And Kevin's I don't know. It's a tough one, that, mate. It's a real tough one between one of them three. What would you do?
If it was me, it would be Kevin coming off. He's only just come back from injury himself. And he's played 77 minutes now and 20 minutes the other night. Take him off, have Gundogan fill in his role, which Gundogan has done well recently.
Yes, it's a good point, well made actually. It's a very good point.
and then have Cancelo dropping into a back five, but then doing his cutting into midfield and just have a solid back four with men behind the ball. Mahrez on the edge of the penalty box, lays it off, has a shot, rebounded, finds Gundogan, lays it back off to Mahrez on the turn. Kevin De Bruyne still on the edge of the penalty box. This finds Gabriel Jesus on the right and lays it a bit deeper off to Kevin De Bruyne. That was an interesting attack, and Kevin De Bruyne just plays it all the way back to Ruben Diaz in the centre circle.
Good. I'm glad to see Mahrez having a shot there. I don't mind him being greedy in these opportunities. We're not going to be able to run the ball straight through to their goalkeeper for 1-on-1s today. And if we are, we're going to be very lucky. We need to have shots from outside the box here. We need to be 100%. Having dinks outside. Here
is Gundogan now, driving forward. He's got Zinchenko making a run. He finds Zinchenko, lays it off. Mahrez, edge of the penalty box, in the penalty box. That's a shot, rebounded out for a corner to City. Very, very attacking minded Mahrez is at the moment. He's just switched on in the past couple of minutes.
Don't mind that whatsoever. That's 2 shots he's had in the space of a minute. They've both been deflected. Keep those shots coming, pal.
I tell you what, if the defender didn't have a touch on that, that ball looked like it was on target. It had a bit of pace about it.
Right hand corner, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh. Come on, City.
Yeah, corner to City. John Stones and Ruben Diaz are up. They're both telling all players, calm down, the ball's ours. Deep ball, John Stones headed, and it's cleared by West Ham. Only as far as Kevin De Bruyne, who plays it out wide to Phil Foden, who took the corner. Ball in by Foden was poor, and West Ham now starting to attack themselves. But Kyle Walker gets back and defends well. Kevin De Bruyne keeps possession for City and plays it back to Kyle Walker in acres of space. And now the ball's with Fernandinho on the right-hand side. Charging forward, Fernandinho, Yaya Toure-esque, lays it off to Mahrez, who pulls it back to Kevin De Bruyne, who... Kevin De Bruyne don't even look. He was looking forward when he put the ball and then just decided to turn and play it back to defence. Safe than sorry. Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, back to Kevin De Bruyne. It's a good thing the numbers on the shirts are easy to see because Kevin De Bruyne and Zinchenko are playing ideally.
Oh yeah, they are, aren't they, actually? Yeah.
They're right next to each other in that midfield, so it's easy to mistake who's who. Probably why Kevin De Bruyne's passes have been so poor. It's been Zinchenko taking them for most of the time.
Looks like Ben Rama's coming on for West Ham. What do you know about Ben Rama, Dan?
Very good player. He obviously came from...
Didn't want to hear that, Dan. Start again.
He's an astonishingly poor player. But no, I was saying to you, I'm surprised Ben Rama didn't start ahead of Ben Johnson in left wing because he's a very quick and agile player. Saying that Mahrez running through it, tries to lay off the ball to Gabriel Jesus in the penalty box, but he doesn't find him. But no, Ben Rama is very attack-minded. He doesn't track back. He just stays up front, and he's got some pace about him. He's not been able to hit high form for West Ham just yet, but we saw it for Brentford last season. Brentford were outstanding with Ben Rama, and very unlucky not to get in the Premier League themselves, Brentford, because Ben Rama played a huge part in that. And yeah, I think he's one to keep an eye out for the last 10 minutes. If we can keep him quiet, I think we'll see the game through.
What's his position?
Left wing.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, he can play anywhere on that front three, including striker.
Jared Bowen's coming on as well.
Yeah.
Will it be a like-for-like substitution then for somebody up front for them?
Personally, Ben Johnson will come off for Ben Rama, and I would probably say Fornals for Bowen. Bowen's another one. Bowen is such a class player. He could have got into a top 6 team in my view. The way he was playing for Hull City was outstanding. And he signed for West Ham in January last year. He is an outstanding player. Such a young age as well, English lad as well. But yeah, hopefully we can keep them two quiet because it is a very good attacking threat to bring on for Moyes. But 9 minutes left plus added time. City just need to see this out. Now we've got a corner in which Foden's going to take on a near side. Whipped in, left-footed. Perfect height. Randolph clears it. Punched up in the air, only as far as in the middle of the penalty box. Ruben Diaz, high ball in. Mahrez takes it down. On the turn. What a turn by Mahrez. Now starting to tap. Pulls it back over. Ben Johnson keeps track. And Mahrez lays it off to Ruben Diaz, who's probably just going to filter it all the way back to John Stones, and he does. Kyle Walker, and he does. Who plays it all the way back to Ederson.
Crikey, this is going to get real. We're on now 82, 83 minutes.
Oh, poor ball by Edison. Finds Declan Rice in the centre of the park in our half. Luckily, Kyle Walker wins back the ball for City, and now Mahrez starts an attack. Here's Gundogan driving at the heart of the defence of West Ham. He's got no one up in front of him. He's going to take it on his own. He lays it off to Phil Foden on the left wing. Advantage played. He was fouled, but Phil Foden's still on the ball. Lays it off to Kevin De Bruyne, trickling into the left-hand side of the penalty box. Back to Foden, back to Kevin De Bruyne, and then plays it deeper to Zinchenko, who plays it to John Stones just ahead of the centre circle. Ooh, very lucky there. Edison is a lucky boy.
Yeah, he just needs to. He'll do what he does though. He'll get that out of his head, and he'll go from there. He'll go again.
Mahrez is stepping it up here. He plays a beautiful ball to Ilkay Gundogan, lays it off to Kevin De Bruyne. Phil Foden, ball in. Clearance well by West Ham, out for a throw-in on the near touch line. Mahrez is really stepping it up in this last 10 minutes, I'd say.
Can you see an absolute worldie from Mahrez incoming in the next 10 minutes, pal? Come on.
Oh, God, yeah. He'll certainly have a shot.
Come on, Riyadh. Let's have some of this. Right,
yeah, so Ben Rama and Bowen are coming on for West Ham now.
They've been trying to come on for 5 minutes. What's going on?
That's a very strange substitution. Antonio's coming off. I'm liking that.
Don't understand that. He's been an absolute thorn in our side unless he's asked to come off. I generally don't understand that.
But yeah, so Ben Johnson has comes off for Ben Rama, so like for like change. Well, not like for like. Ben Johnson's a right back normally, playing left back sometimes, and playing left winger today. So lads had a good run out in a different position. Had a good game to be fair as well. But yeah, very positive substitutions there by West Ham. Hopefully City can just see it out for the final 6 minutes plus added time. We are 2-1 up, remember. Goal kick from West Ham.
84.5 minutes. What time are you on, Dan?
84 minutes, 11 seconds.
Crikey. I don't want to be bloody clock watching this whole game. Come on, City. Let's get another. Let's get straight at him.
Always the last 10 minutes when you're leading by a 1 goal that seems to go on forever, innit?
It really is. Come on, City. Let's just be professionalism now. Get the ball, pass it round, do what we do best. Try and have an opportunity. Get Mahrez smashing a couple of shots from absolutely nowhere. Let's try and get a third goal. Make this easy.
Gabriel Jesus driving to the heart of West Ham's defence. He looks to have taken a knock there. That should have been a free kick for me. But West Ham come away with the ball. That looked almost like a dead cert free kick there.
No, he ran into the other player, didn't he? And the other player just kind of ran away with the ball. I think it was more strength from the lad who took it away from him. I would feel that's harsh against that happened against City, but I can see where you're going with that. I can see where you're going with that.
Gabriel Jesus has not really been able to get into the game today, has he? Coming on.
We say this, but since he's come on, since Foden's come on, we've been pressing higher and further. Yeah. West Ham have seemed to be in a bit more...
Although West Ham on the attack here, Jesse Lingard on the left wing cuts in field. He's brought down by Fernandinho. It's a free kick in a dangerous area. They can whip one in here. It's a shame that, for West Ham's point of view, that took Antonio off here. Positive for us, because it's a really good position for a free kick.
We still have another couple of players that can get on the end of this, don't they? There's no doubt about that. Fernandinho, I can see he's taking one for the team there, but he needs to do that another 5 yards in that direction, doesn't he? That's not where they can get a good cross coming in. It was a slow tackle that by Fernandinho. It was a slow tackle.
Free kick. Third time lucky eventually. They've tried to take the free kick twice and they've stopped every time. Ball whipped in. Good free kick, cleared well by Ruben Diaz with the header. Now Phil Foden's able to take the ball away, but he's fouled on the ball by Pablo Farnals, and it is a free kick to City midway in our half.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was a tackle and a half. The lad's like, what do you want? What's wrong? He literally put his foot right across him. He's not a horse, mate. He can't vault that. That's ridiculous. Oh, what happened?
Although he runs like a horse, though, doesn't he, Phil Foden? Let's be honest. Got that clippity glove.
He's got legs in him, hasn't he? He's got some energy.
Ball fired forward by Edison all the way to Gabriel Jesus. He was offside. How can he be offside from a goal kick?
Better ball by Edison. That wasn't it. Better ball by Edison. That to find Jesus. And Jesus is cheekily walking away with the ball there to waste a couple of seconds there for
Good
City.
tackle by John Stones. Kick it out for a throw-in on the far side to West Ham. He had to because Ben Rama was through on the left wing there.
Oh, news on
Rodri's coming on.
News on the final substitution. Rodri is coming on, so we're not going to see Cancelo today.
I'd take Kevin De Bruyne off, personally, and then play Gundogan a bit further.
Ilkay Gundogan is coming off.
Oh, why risk Kev? I know there's only, 4 minutes plus added time left to play, but why risk him? You know, it only takes 1 minute.
I think, like you say, having him on the pitch is such a danger, though, isn't he? You can always do something.
True. Fernandinho winning the ball back. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Tries to play the ball forward to Mahrez, but he just couldn't get the ball out of his feet. And there's a throw-in on the far side to West Ham.
I think, yeah, I don't mind keeping Rodri in. I don't mind keeping Rodri on at all, really. What are we on the 80?
He's been one of the most underrated players for me this season, Rodri. I seem to be one of the very few people that shout his name out as being one of the best players in the City team. It's amazing what he does off the ball as well as on it, and he still gets a lot of stick. And I think that stick for Rodri comes because he's not Fernandinho. We all love Fernandinho, every single one.
Yeah, and you're spot on. And Rodri is slowly but surely becoming the professor of CDM-omics. He's doing well. He's doing well. He's coming on for a reason, and hopefully he'll shore this game up for us now. And I trust him. He's in my starting 11 every week. I don't know about yours. I'm sure he is for you.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
I don't think we could bring on any other player to shore up this game other than this man right now.
He's just sitting a hell of a lot deeper than Fernandinho. Gives the ball away to West Ham. Ball whipped in. John Stones headed clearance. Only as far as Pablo Fanals. And lays it further back to Craig Dawson. Keep them pressing back, City. That's all we need. Just force them back. 1 minute plus added time left to play. Come on. Be a massive 3 points if we see this happen. But it's still a long way to go yet.
Didn't hear that. Long way to go. This is not over yet. Plenty of time yet. They've got plenty of opportunities and plenty of players to be able to score here. We need to be strong and professional. Come on, City. Just get the ball and play it at the field. Bloody hell.
It's Craig Dawson, ball forward. Out to the left with Aaron Cresswell. Mahrez blocking his run, so he's having to force the player back to Craig Dawson.
4 minutes of extra time.
4 minutes. I suppose Edison was down, wasn't he? Good interception from Zinchenko there. Kicking it out of play for a throw-in on near touchline, but good defensive interception.
Brilliant, that.
Yeah, ball just gone up definitely for 4 minutes. Where the hell 4 minutes has come from? Edison wasn't down that long. Oh, but then again, Randolph was down, wasn't he? Of course.
And we scored as well.
Hey?
We scored as well, didn't we? That's 30 seconds.
I thought you said West Ham scored then.
No. No. That's
Corner whipped in.
I thought it was a throw-in.
I did. Strange one. Lingard with the ball in, cleared well by Ruben Diaz as far as Gabriel Jesus in acres of space. But instead, they're doing it again. Instead of running forward, he pulls it back. Luckily, he's still on the ball and he's charging forward now on the left and he plays it further forward to Phil Foden.
He did that because he was starting...
Oh, Phil Foden's beating Koufal here. He's through into the penalty box. Oh, Koufal recovers well just to tackle him in the last stages of that attack from Phil Foden because he was through there, Phil Foden. Oh.
Yeah, Jesus turned then because he was at a standing start where there was the three players coming towards him. We were already running for about 4 yards. So there's no way him from a standing start, Jesus would have been able to take that ball any forward. So pulling it back, I can understand why he did that. Oh, that was a cracking little move by Foden. A little play around the little kick, knock and go, wasn't it? Little knock and go.
West Ham have won a free kick midway in our half now. Gabriel Jesus should have fouled the man. It looked like he won the ball.
Yeah,
and man of the match has been given to John Stones. Quite right as well. He's had an outstanding display. 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes left to play. City 2, West Ham 1. West Ham have a free kick midway in City's half. Whipped in by Lingard. Deep. Edison comes and claims it well. Good goalkeeping. Rushes out. West Ham player's gone down to the box holding his face here. Seeing a replay. I don't know what's happened. Oh, it's right. No, it's not going to come to anything, but Souček came up to try and win the ball, and Fernandinho elbowed him in the face.
He's got to. I tell you what, he's got to be careful doing stupid things like that in the penalty area with 2 minutes left. Fernandinho, you know better than that, mate. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful doing things like that. He's made a couple of them challenges today that have been a bit. Well, it's the old S.H.I.T. Hauser, isn't it? That is the professor at.
He's one of very few players with the original football, like 90s football left in him, isn't
he? Yeah, good point.
Bowen's down on the deck here from another foul from Fernandinho, and he eventually picks up a yellow card, Fernandinho. And I mean, he came out of God knows, he didn't go at any intention to win the ball, Fernandinho just charged into Bowen, and you see the replay here.
Right
into Bowen.
Yeah, have that.
It's only his first second yellow card.
How's that? I tell you, well, he obviously does it well, doesn't he?
Free kick whipped in, only as far as Zinchenko. Doesn't head it clear though. He heads it as far as Kufal.
Come on, big head, City.
Lingard driving forward. He's got Declan Rice running ahead of him. Lingard ball whipped in. Header from the West Ham man, and it trickles out for a goal kick. Just. Oh, we are so lucky there. Diop with a free header. 30 seconds to play left. Well onside all the West Ham men there. John Stones was beaten for height. We are so lucky there.
Oh,
so
my
lucky.
Word.
Edison was beaten as well. Luckily, it was off target and out for a goal kick. 5 seconds of added time left to play. Come on. Edison lofts it forward. And there you go, full-time whistle. City have won a 20th win on the trot in all competitions. And as of this moment, we are 13 points clear at the top of the table. Ow. What a frustrating game that was. Nonetheless, though, City, vital, massive 3 points against a very, very tough opposition. We all said it. Every one of us admins said it was going to be one of the toughest games of the season so far, and it was. But luckily, City's skill, technique, and especially our two world-class defensive partnership in John Stones and Ruben Diaz, keeping West Ham out more than, well, about 1 goal, keeping them out all game, and also both involved in the 2 goals that we scored.
God, dude.
What a performance.
I tell you what, I'd miss the days of Otamendi and Mangala, don't you? 20 wins on the bounce.
We would have kept a clean sheet with them two in, let's put it that way.
God, you know, I don't know how I do this every game. That was stressful. That was really stressful.
This won't stress you out, though. Top of the table, City, played 26, 62 points, plus 36 goal difference. Second place, Man United, 25 games, 49. Leicester, 25, 49. West Ham, 26, 45. Chelsea, 25, 43. Daylight between us, daylight.
Can I just say something? City have won 20 games in a row.
And what's scary is we've only won 19 in the league. Oh, what a time. What a time.
Crikey, Charlie. I tell you what, I'm glad that's over. That was a tough game, that. Fair play to West Ham.
Yeah.
Absolute fair play. That was a really tough game. I hated every minute of that. Bloody hell.
Like you said, credit to them. They defended well, but not only that, they took the game to City. A lot of teams haven't been able to do that. But, yeah, 20 games on the trot. And to think, the record before we broke it was 14. 20.
Oh, Tom, I'm stressed, mate. How you doing over there, pal?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, was it? I think we'd said before the game that we were expecting sort of a difficult match today, and I think West Ham gave us that. I think we were hanging on sort of towards the end. It wasn't far away, that chance right in the whistle, was it? But no, I think we were much better in that second half, and again, we didn't create an awful lot, but there seemed more of an impetus about us going forward, that we looked like we create opportunities. And again, John Stones is the right place at the right time to turn the ball home, and I think defenders are going to have to start thinking about marking him a bit better than they are doing, because he's certainly shown that he can finish a chance when he gets one. So yeah, again, like Dan was just saying then as I jumped in, 20 wins on the spin is absolutely absurd, and we're finding ways to win when we're not playing well. And again, we said it at the start of the season, we wouldn't win that game, and the day the greatest striker in City's history returns to the side, and it's two centre-halves who get us the win, and we just seem to, no matter where we're struggling on the pitch, there's players who are popping up and sort of dragging us through games. And it was Stones and Diaz today, who I thought defended very well, as well as obviously both grabbing a goal. They limited Antonio massively. Obviously, he did nick his goal, which I think was more due to poor defending down that left-hand side rather than anything that they did wrong in the box. So yeah, we just look unstoppable at the minute, and even when we're not playing well, like I say, we're winning games. And I don't know what is going to take for us to not win a game, because we just seem like we're just going to keep winning and winning and winning.
Just a massive shout out to everybody in November who said we wouldn't do well this season. We've since gone on to win 20 games. Massive shout out to everyone that doubted this City team. Brilliant today. Brilliant. Next 8 fixtures: Wolves, United, West Ham. No, I do apologise. Wolves, United, Southampton, Fulham, Gladbach, Everton in the FA Cup, Leicester and Leeds. We go again on Tuesday at home to Wolves. That is now huge.
On top of that, the next 3 games against Wolves, United and Southampton are all at home.
Massive. Absolutely massive.
What is the record? I did read it at some point. It's a Brazilian team, I think, that holds the record for most wins, like generally, not just in Britain. But I can't remember what the actual record was for most consecutive wins from a professional side, or whatever the record is. But I'm sure Tom will be able to find it for us. And that's, I think, maybe 20 or 21. So I don't think we're far off.
Oh yeah, with his Mahrez goal.
I think that's the first goal that John Stones has conceded at the Etihad this season. Most consecutive wins from a seen a tweet professional side, or whatever the record is. Even Diaz and John Stones will be able to find it for us. Have a goal difference of +2. Maybe 20, which is better than 10 of the Premier League sides. They've scored 2 more goals than they've conceded as a partnership in the Premier League this season, which is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't know if that's at the Etihad, or I don't know what the actual statistic was. I retweeted it. I'll have to go and have a look. But yeah, them two are just quite sensational, and I think Ruben Diaz may have just leapfrogged Gundogan as our front runner for PFA Player of the Year for me. I think he's been the only thing he's not done this season is score a goal, and he's scored an important one today. And we're just so good, aren't we? We're winning it all this year, boys. I'm telling you. We're winning absolutely everything.
Don't start that again.
John, he's been like this all game.
Let's get. Hey, we go again. We go to Wolves. 8 o'clock kickoff Tuesday night. We go again, lads. We can't do anything else other than what we're doing. And I tell you what, that was hard work.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard. That was emotionally hard.
But again, we've had hard work, and we've won the game. Bernardo's had 90 minutes rest. Sterling's had 90 minutes rest. We've had Rodri, with the exception of coming on at the end, obviously to defend those set pieces. He's had virtually 90 minutes rest. Cancelo again. We've got so many players that are fresh and ready to rotate and come in against Wolves, and then we've got fresh players again to rotate against United, and again and again and again. And that's why we can keep winning games on this 2-3 game a week schedule that everyone's had this season. We've got so many good players that are just happy to play 2, miss 1, play 1, miss 2. And yeah, the strength and depth is staggering, and I don't think anyone in Europe even comes close to having the sort of squad that we've got. We've got 2 starting 11s that would challenge for the title, and it's crazy. And I just can't see who stops us now in any sense of the word, because we're just so good. So good.
It's bonkers, this, isn't it? This is absolutely bonkers.
20 wins in a row. 20 wins is mad. That is just, well, obviously it's unheard of. It's never been done before, but to win 20 games in a row, but not just to win 20 games in a row, but to win 20 games in a row on the back of starting the season how we did, with people saying, would Pep last the season? Do we need to change? Is Pep's time coming up and things like that? And we've gone from that to being literally unstoppable, and it's unheard of, and it'll be a long time before any team wins whatever we go on to win in a row again, because it's not something that you see very often.
Well, it's like I'm saying, the record was 14.
Yeah,
14?
It's honestly, it's sensational. We are the best team to ever play football, and no team will ever be better than us.
So we're currently 13 points clear of the teams below us, United and Leicester. United play away at Chelsea, and Leicester play at home to Arsenal tomorrow. I tell you what,
come
lads.
off it, Tom. We don't care about anyone else. No one's catching us. Come off it, telling us who United are playing. No one cares. It's done. It is done, Tom. Come on. I know you're never going to say it, but
it's not done until it's not done until it's done. It's not done until Fernandinho's doing that with a trophy.
No.
How many losses do you see us concluding the season with, Tom?
I don't see us losing any. I don't see us losing any.
We have to lose 4 games.
I know, but that's the problem. I'm such a. I'm like, we're going to win every game, but I know, and that's my heart saying this, but my head's like, actually, do you know what? It only takes one loss, and then another loss, and then another loss, and then before you know it, we're getting laughed at by everyone on Twitter, by 14-year-olds over in Nigeria. It's hard, this, because I don't want to be like you two. I don't want to start giving it big bollocks, because
Tell you what, as well, I need BT or Sky to give me a job as a cameraman, because the 2 times I got my phone out today to record a little bit of the game, Diaz scored and then Stone scored.
Yeah, I got that.
I need a job working for some form of TV company, because then we'll just score every single time we have the ball and we'll be all right.
Oh, brilliant! That I can't add any more superlatives. I'm just glad it's over. I'm not watching it on Match of the Day because it'll just stress me out again. But I'm just glad to have won.
Yeah, we just, like I say, if it's not a Bernardo masterclass, if it's not Foden tearing up at Anfield, it's 2 centre halves coming and scoring 2 set piece goals to win us games. We are the complete. We have. You'd say De Bruyne is probably the best player in this City side. On paper, De Bruyne is the best player, and he had probably a 6, 7 out of 10 today, and we're still going on and won the game. So we've got such strength, and I've said it, and I'll continue to say it over and over again. The fact we've got so many players, and it's the harmony in the squad as well, which is so good. You can just see, like, when we score, every single player on the bench jumping up, and Bernardo giving Stones a massive hug as he goes off the pitch. And the fact we've got this squad of players who genuinely enjoy playing together, want to play together, and are happy to take reduced minutes for the better of the side, or to not spit their dummy out when they don't play every single game. And as long as we remain with this sort of squad and this manager, I just can't see how we don't continue just to dominate football, which we have been doing. We had a bad year last year off the back of picking up something like 197 points in 2 seasons. We were always going to have a point where this is where the squad had burnt out, but we turned that around and we're back to dominating again. And we're just so good. We're so good at football. It's not fair to everyone else. I genuinely feel sorry for every other fan in the Premier League right now.
That's one thing. That's one thing I disagree with you with. I couldn't feel sorry for anybody. Absolutely nobody I feel sorry for. I'm just happy to be here. I'm coming along with the ride. It's bonkers. 20 consecutive wins.
It's mad. It's honestly incredible.
What do we do? What's massive game? Hey, I'm going to say it again. Massive game on Tuesday. We need to win. And even bigger game the weekend. United got the derby. Yeah. That is the game I want to win. That is the game I really want to win with an absolute passion.
I hope I get in for that one. I've been here a few times this season, and I'm lucky to have been here a few times this season. But I hope I get in for the derby. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll be here. They have actually added a few more press seats, and I don't know if that's in anticipation for getting a few people in to watch us photograph the trophy lift. But
there's a few more tables. Stuff like that. For fuck's sake, Tom. Don't start saying things like that.
As a matter of fact, I think in the corner of the ground there, they're actually setting up.
Stop winding me up! Stop it!
No, we're so good. We're so good.
Oh, right.
Wasn't I right in thinking the camera guys that ran up at full time, was that just to film them trolleying the trophy by in the background there?
Yeah, it was. They've got a podium in one corner. That corner flag there says FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League, Champions League, and there's one in the middle for the Grand National Trophy. Everything this year.
And we've got Phil Foden running in that one.
Yeah, I tell you, we can have whoever. Apparently, he's quite handy at darts. I've been hearing he'll be winning the PDC World Championship. We've got everything. There's nothing this squad doesn't have. So.
I heard we're good in the PGA Tour as well at some point.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Tevez, we'll bring him back in a 6-month-old deal, and he'll go and win that for us. So we're just amazing at football, and it's not fair.
Oh, right. On that note, I need to go and calm down for 5. I'm going to go play with my son's Lego for a bit just to calm me down. Crikey. I'm happy with that. Right, so where does it stand at the moment? City played 26 games, 62 points. We are on the 60s, lads. Man United played 25, 49 points. Leicester City played 25, 49 points. West Ham United played 26, 45 points. Chelsea played 25, 43 points. And Liverpool in 6th place, 25 games played, 40 points, matching with Everton in 7th place on 24 points. So, lads, go on.
Last 20 wins: Southampton, Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea, Man United, Birmingham, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Cheltenham, West Brom, Sheffield, Burnley, Liverpool, Swansea, Tottenham, Everton, Arsenal, Gladbach and West Ham.
And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those games, we only conceded 1 goal.
Crikey. And apart from this West Ham one, the only one I was really ever nervous about was the Cheltenham game.
Yeah, that's incredible. The only game that we genuinely didn't think we'd win at sort of 60-minute mark is Cheltenham in the FA Cup, and it's we said, didn't we? We said that. I think we said in our chat at the start of this, the easier run when this run began, that people said if we can pick up sort of 6 or 7 wins and a couple of draws, that'd be all right. And then if we can grab 2 wins out of 4 in the difficult patch, and no one could have expected that we'd go on and just win everything. And like you say, there's not been many games. I think the only games I can think of where we're sort of on the edge of our seats was, I think, Brighton at home, where we won 1-0. They had a decent second half. I think West Ham today gives a bit of a game, but for the most part, obviously Cheltenham, no team. We've not had games where we've sat there and gone, we might not win this. It's been games where with 10 minutes to go, we've gone, there we go, there's another one. Tick that one off and on to the next. So we're just so good, and it's honestly it's a pleasure to be able to watch a team that is just as good as this, because this is a team that will, in 50 years' time, people will be speaking about in 60 years.
Not in our lifetime.
You know what I mean? It's incredible. Yeah. It's honestly it's incredible.
Well, listen, Dan, thanks for coming to us as ever. Tom, just stay there and embrace the cityness that's around that. I'm very jealous, pal. I'm very jealous. Yeah. But we're going to leave you on this note. In February 2021, Manchester City played 8 games, won 8 games, drew and lost no games, scored 20 goals and conceded 4 goals. Perfect February, that, lads. Perfect February.
In the back 4. So good. So good. And we'll just continue to break records, and we'll continue. And yeah, that treble winning United side won't be talked about when we do the quadruple, so no one really cares about them anymore, do they? So, you know what I mean?
Right, on that note, we'll leave you to it. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Dan. Have a great weekend, Blues, and 20 games. Unbelievable. Did you ever, before you go, did you ever think you'd see a City side do this when all the money came in? Did you ever think,
by the sound of it?
I don't think you can ever think any side could win 20 games in a row. It's not even like 20 games unbeaten is incredible form. To go 20 games without losing a game is mad. To win 20 games in a row is ridiculous. To not even drop a single point in 20 games, which is how many minutes of football is that, like 1,800 minutes of football or something like that, and we've not. And I think apart from the Cheltenham game, I think that we've still not been behind apart from that Cheltenham game, have we? Every single game we've never even fallen behind. So yeah, like Dan said, never in our lifetimes, and I highly doubt it'll happen again. So we'll just continue to embrace it whilst we can, and continue to bask in the glory that is Pep Guardiola's Manchester City side.
Absolutely.
Not only that, we've managed to do it with as many clean sheets as we could dream of as well. The defence is just miles above what we ever expected as well.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? Phenomenal. Sergio didn't score today, but we are giving away a prize of a signed City Sergio montage on our Facebook page, our pin post. Jump on that and you can see it. Thank you for everyone for watching us. Lads, always a pleasure. Are we seeing you on Tuesday?
Yeah.
hopefully I'll be here again on Tuesday, but I'm waiting to see if I'll be in. But I'll,
Fingers
if
crossed.
I am, I'll be doing my standard jumping in here and there to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. So happy day.
Fingers crossed, lads. See you soon. Have a great weekend. Cheers,
See you
boys.
later.
2-1 City. Come on, boys.